Hello, everyone. Tony from Hack the Movies here. 2 minutes late. It would have been on time, but then I got everything set up and I put the countdown. I realized we weren't live. So this would have been the first ever on time live stream. But yeah, we have a great show planned today. We're talking vampires. And I know when we talk vampires, you guys want one thing, me with Royce and Pessy, but this isn't Blade Boys. But they will be on the show to talk about a different vampire thing soon. Instead, I got Lena. Hello, Lena.
Hi, Tony.
Hi.
We were so close to being on time.
You know what? When I put you backstage, I was like, wait, I forgot the link for the patrons. That's the one thing I forgot. And then I'm like, perfect. I nailed it. And then I realized we weren't streaming.
So close. So
we would have talked for like an hour before we realized we weren't streaming.
Thank you for having me. I am very, 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 very excited to talk about this.
Yes. Today we will be talking about every show in Anne Rice's Immortal universe.
Some people may say, how do you have the time to have watched all of this? And we do. Okay. We made it happen.
You were smart and watched some of these as they were airing.
Correct.
I binged all of these. I binged all of these while also binging other shows for the channel. You know what it's like to watch an episode of Riverdale on VHS and then switch to Vampire Lestat.
I can't even fathom. But I loved the texts we were sending back and forth as we were both trying to consume this universe.
Yes. But before we get all into that, please become a patron on Patreon or a channel member. I think Monday I'll be putting an order in for my new PC. Patreon.com/hackthemovies. Patreon.com/hackthemovies. Please, for the love of God.
Come on, guys. If you want this to keep going, you got to shell out some money.
You know, it's funny. It was a rough year, Lena, and things started going good again. Mm-hmm. And the channel's rebounding. And I'm like, sure hope nothing bad happens. Cut to my computer going, this computer is now too old for updates on the editing program you use. And I went, you motherfucker. I'm like, God damn it. Everything was good again.
Never fails.
So yes, I'll be picking that up next week. So patreon.com/hackmoves. We have so many great things there, like a commentary track. Me and Lauren did a commentary track for Obsession, which is now streaming on Peacock. We reviewed that movie, Lena. And now you can watch the movie with me and Lauren talking during it. That's the best way to watch the movie, they say. Speaking of vampire commentary tracks, if you go back a little bit, me and you have one for Nosferatu.
Yes, that was our winter vampire endeavor. Yes.
That was last year when I realized I only did Friday the 13th and Mission Impossible commentary tracks. Like, shit, I gotta throw some variety last minute.
What are you doing tomorrow? And I said, oh my God, I'm in town.
It was perfect. So yeah, you can get all that there. I will be putting a video out this weekend. I got the Mortal Kombat 4K collection, spelled with a K, box set, and I did a whole unboxing and I go through that. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
You can even gift a Patreon membership. You know, in Anne Rice, there's the dark gift. This is the hack gift. That didn't work. I was going for something there. It didn't work. I did that on the fly. Should have workshopped that a little bit.
I supported you. I was in that corner no matter what.
Yeah, you can give someone a membership if they can't afford it because they make poor financial decisions. And you can sign up for free and you get the free podcast feed, the free video feed. Anything that's free here or on the podcast feed will be free on Patreon. Yeah, it's a good time over there. You can also book me on Cameo. I was booked for something weird recently.
How weird?
Nothing like crazy. Like it's weird when they like get me to like congratulate someone on like a wedding. And I'm like, why me? And then like sometimes they'll be like, Can you give them some advice? I'm like, why would I give wedding advice?
Guys, you can get weirder with Tony on Cameo. Come on.
I'm guessing the two guys who were hiring me to shit talk each other on video games, I guess they with each other in real life. I don't know. I haven't been booked by them in a while. I guess they entered their video game war.
Or enemies to lovers, my favorite trope.
Maybe they're now in a gay romance and they're gaming together.
So.
Please buy some merch on the Retroware store, and you can see me in Vernon Downs, New York, at the Sci-Fi Horror. I'll be there with Movie Dumpster and Cecil from Good Bad Flicks. And guys, I tried. I know it will be Boys Month. And I made all the calls to security, and somehow Crystal got in. I'm really sorry. Crystal will be there, but you can just ignore her when you're there to meet me. Yeah, just pretend that she's not there. But it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. And also, I talked to Paisan Khan, my birthday weekend. Paisan Khan. Apparently, the Italian members of Hack the Movies will be able to get press passes. Sorry, Lena, you're out.
Dang it.
Lena, the first thing I did was message Johanna because she found out she's not Italian anymore.
Yeah, I sent you the screenshot of my results, right? It said like 0.000% Italian. Like, oh.
So yes, we will be walking a bunch of Guidos on this channel. We'll be walking around Paisan Khan. I'm gonna wear my traditional Italian garb, which of course is the Rocky IV tracksuit. So that'll be a good time.
Good.
I still haven't given them a list of names, so hopefully they remembered that we're supposed to be on a list. Interview with the Vampire was a book that spawned a whole series, Lena.
It was a book.
Yes. And a few years ago, I read 3 of the books in preparation for a review for Interview with the Vampire, which I have on this channel, and a review for Queen of the Damned. 2 very different movies in terms of quality, and yet both beloved. Both have huge fans. Yeah, so this will be my second time talking about this universe, or at least some stories in this universe. But since then, I've only read The Body Thief, the 4th book in the series. So I needed your help on this, Lena, going through all of these shows. Because in 2020, Anne Rice, she got, I guess at some point she got the rights back to all her stories, and she was shopping this around with her son. And AMC, I guess, got the rights to do all of these shows.
She unfortunately take them all.
Yeah.
Give us everything.
Unfortunately, Anne Rice didn't live to see the outcome of all of these, which was a bummer. As I said in that video, I wasn't trying to cash in on her death, much like Betty White, who I was trying to cash in on her death, and she totally screwed me over. But yes, the first series is, of course, Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire.
Before we get started.
Okay.
Super chats, everybody.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Yes.
For it, we don't acknowledge it. We're not
That's right. Oh my God. Oh, Lena, I like an idiot. I have the live chat here. I'm seeing what all the poor chat are saying.
No,
I don't want to know anything.
Looking.
No, I don't want to see the poor chat. I'm clicking over to start. So only channel members and people leaving super chats will be able to ask us questions or make us say stuff within reason. But you actually just remind me, I got to pull up the Twitch chat because I also count bits on on whatchamacallit on Twitch, but then I always forget to put it up here. Hold on, let me pop out. I knew I forgot something.
No, we got you, Tony. We got you. Can I just say how honored I am to be the last female on this channel before Boys Month?
I can't wait for Boys Month. Oh my God, it's so exciting.
I will not watch any of it.
We got a great lineup for Boys Month. It's amazing. The first episode is experimental. It's going to be beautiful. I won't say what the movie is, but it's me and Joey C on the road. We reviewed a movie while on the road. It's great. It's great.
Sounds safe.
It was very safe, actually.
Good. Perfect. Okay.
It's also not done we totally dropped the ball, but you'll hear about it all in the episode. So please
super chat.
leave a super chat or a bit on Twitch, and I don't know, a Rumble rant. There's like no one's watching on Rumble. Anyway, Anne Rice's interview with the vampire,
Yes,
the series. Now, I wasn't super hyped for this when it was coming out because at that point I had finally read the book and then rewatched the movie. And much like Anne Rice, who says it at the beginning of your VHS tape when you turn it on, that movie is like a masterpiece. It totally nailed it. It's one of those that it did it so well, you don't need to do it again. But if you are going to do it again, have a little fun with it. That's I've learned to go into adaptations like that, like Haunting of Hill House.
Yes, yeah.
The 60s Haunting nailed the book. Did it perfectly. There's no way you could top it. They tried it in the 90s with a CGI smoke ghost monster going roar. Didn't work out. I mean, I like that movie, but it didn't work.
The cast, like you would think the cast was like a home run, but
yeah. But then the TV show came like, hey, what if we told the story in a different way? Since the other one did it so well, we can still explore the themes and everything. And I thought that was great. Same thing with the Hannibal series. I avoided watching the Hannibal series for so long because the movies, maybe not Hannibal so much, but the movies are actually pretty good adaptations. And then I went in with that mindset. I'm like, okay, I'm going to, as long as it sticks to some of the core things, I will go into this. And then in 2022, I believe this came out. I put on the first episode and I saw the vampires having sex and I went, nah.
Oh, you're really attached to this whole vampires not having sex thing.
Because it's important to the stories.
Why?
Because that's one of the things that makes them unhuman. They connect on such a weird, deeper level that we don't quite understand through psychic energy and blood. But in this, it's like, yeah, they also pound each other. And I was just like, oh, fuck off. And I never watched it afterwards until we got ready to do this.
That was it for you. They crossed that line and you were like, I'm out.
There were some other issues. And actually, let me just recap season one.
Let's do that.
Okay, so season one, we get to meet an old Dan Malloy interviewing Louis. Now, he apparently had tried this in the 70s, which is funny because that's when the original book came out.
Right.
And Louis attacked him. He's unclear exactly what happened. But he's dying. He has what's his issue? He has an issue. Parkinson's, yes. And it's getting pretty bad. So he kind of needs the money from Louis, who now lives in Dubai. With Rashid, who you can see here, who is wearing gloves, and as soon as you see him, you're like, that guy is a secret vampire. And I'm like, this dude is definitely a secret vampire. I don't know who he is, probably one of the lame ones. I can't wait till Armand shows up on the show. That's what I said as I was watching. So as I watch it, we go into Louis' backstory. We get to see his crazy religious brother, which I appreciate because that's one of the few things that was left out of the other adaptation. But yeah, so when they first said Louis was going to be a black guy, I went, well, it's 2020 something, of course. But I was like, wait, is he going to be a slave owner? I mean, they existed, but it's not popular to talk about. And then I realized they updated the timeline. They moved it post Civil War. And I was like, well, okay, as long as they don't make him any other kind of stereotype. So he's a pimp. He's a pimp. And I'm like, I'm like, no one in the writer's room went, wait, I think we might be doing a different bad thing. But whatever. He's a pimp in New Orleans. He runs a brothel. He has a lot of money. Some people like that. Other people don't. His brother ends up dying. He ends up killing himself because he's just all crazy religious stuff. And he runs into a vampire called Lestat, played by, I forgot all their names. Do you have their acronym? Sam Reed. Yes. So you have Lestat there, and they strike up a friendship. Next thing you know, he's all sad. His life is crumbling, and Lestat makes him a vampire. They become a vampire. He gets ostracized from his family. And Louis gets all sad because he doesn't like killing people. He's forced to kill people. He's still holding on to his humanity, which is like the classic story. And at some point, Claudia comes in, who they've aged up a little bit.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yes. With some of the stories they were telling, yes, I get why they aged her up. But yeah, so they do the whole like kind of my two dads thing with Claudia. They're a family for a bit. She goes away and meets another vampire who does stuff that physically they would not be able to do in the book. But anyway, she gets attacked. She comes home. Louis and Lestat, they have some bumps in their relationship. At one point, Lestat flies him up in the air and drops him like a crater. They eventually reconcile, have a big party, kill a bunch of people, and then Claudia kills Lestat. Claudia and Louis kill Lestat, and they head off to find the new world. Oh, and spoiler, that little shrimpy guy ends up being Armand. And season one ends at the New Orleans ending of the book. Now, Lena, what did you think of season 1 of Interview with the Vampire?
So when it first released, I actually waited a couple weeks to watch it because I was so afraid that they were going to ruin it. And I was very worried. And I remember watching an interview with Sam Reed and Jacob Anderson, and they said, please remember that we are fans too. Like, we don't want to mess up either. So I finally sat down and watched it. And I think, because the book turned 50 years old this year. So I think you have to update it and you have to make it more appealing to this audience now if you want to keep the books alive. You just have to, right? So now, because of this, new people are going to go find the books. So I appreciate what they're doing with it. I liked that it was more culturally diverse. I think that would be more realistic for vampires, that it would be more culturally diverse. I see what you're saying about the sex. I like what they did, because the thing about Lestat is that he is, he's toxic, he's bad news, but you can't stay away from him because there's just something about him, right? A charm. And I think that they portrayed that very well. And so it was believable that he would keep coming back and keep coming back. I was a little shocked by the Armand reveal. I clocked him as a vampire very early on. Did not expect him to be Armand.
Yeah, when he said this is the vampire Armand, I went, oh.
I was like, what? So I mean, I was in enough to see what they were going to do with it.
Yeah, the first few episodes are rough. And they are definitely like so there's this thing about the vampire convergence that might happen.
The great vampire conversion. Yeah.
Which is like an apocalypse thing. But they talk about one of the signs is COVID, and I'm like, oh yeah, right, 2022, probably written in 2021.
I know.
The writers.
I was like, I forgot about all that. Yeah,
the writers. Well, this week it's hard to forget about it because Fauci's on trial. But yeah, it was like the writers were just like, oh my god, it's the blah blah blah, and it's funny. Like a season later, they don't even bring it up. I'm like, oh, wasn't that like a whole thing? My problem is the first few episodes, Lena. It's more about how rough it was to be a black guy in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and also I'm a vampire, but let me tell you, it was hard to be gay back then. I'm like, I already know all of this. What about the vampire stuff?
So I like that they used the fact that he was black and they were never going to give him a chance. And then out on top of it, he's gay, and they were never going to let him in. Even when he bought that nice club, even when he had all the money, they still were talking behind his back. So it gave him the rage that he needed to light the place on fire, right? So I liked what they did with that, as far as like he was always on the outside. And I think that's what made him so vulnerable to Lestat.
And I get that. It's just those early episodes just go really hard on it, and I'm like, we're gonna get to the vampire stuff eventually, right? Usually the vampire stuff is used as like an analogy for things, and it's just like, you're just outright telling us, but I already know. A lot of media tells me, I'm aware. It just went really hard. Claudia ends up saving the show when she comes in. It finally gets to where you want it to go.
I agree. I do think the first 2 episodes are almost like reading the book to be able to write the book report. It's like there is a lot to take in. There's a lot that you have to agree with. There's a lot where you're just like, where is this going? I do like that they keep throwing in, like, in Interview with the Vampire, they talked about the Mayfair Witches down the street. And then, and I like the way that they keep the universes crossing over. But I agree with you that by the time the first season ended, I was like, okay, I'm in enough to see where it's going to go this second season, but I'm not like madly in love with it yet.
Yeah. However, and again, everything you said about Louis could be good. I couldn't get into his character this season.
Yeah.
Like, Louis is supposed to be whiny. I get it. I think even Anne Rice like stopped including him in books.
So we've talked about this, Tony. I hate the whiny, self-hating vampire. I hate it. We have Louis, we have Angel from Buffy, we have all of these. It happens in the Vampire Diaries. Is like this whole self-hating, like, just walk into the sun. Like, stop.
Well, it works in the books for Louis because the second book is Lestat going, that guy's a fucking crybaby and a liar. And so I like that country.
This is what I mean. Is like, if you stick it out, it does pay off eventually.
But I think the problem is in a TV, like, it worked in the movie, it was fine. I think in a TV show, you got like 7 episodes of him being whiny. I'm like, okay, can we cut to a different character at some point? Like, this is almost too much whiny for me.
Yeah, I think the people who loved it. And so I think like with you probably only stick it out for this, I actually was into it enough to keep. I have the DVDs. I was into it enough to like keep watching, but I could see where people bowed out. I get it. Yeah, I totally get it.
But Dan Malloy, I actually like.
Eric Bogosian is so freaking good in this show.
And I learned when we get to season 3, I'm like, wow, they're actually giving him a lot to do. I know he's in the book. He's just kind of there to ask questions. He eventually becomes a vampire.
Yes.
So I'm like, why are they building him up? I can't wait till this other character shows up. And then I find out that character. So he's pretty much merged with another character. But
we'll talk about this with Mayfair Witches too. I am glad if anybody is going to get a beefier part, I think that he deserved it. I think he's so good in this. And I think that it scratches the itch that some of us had from the 90s movie of like, let him see what happens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wanted that payoff and he doesn't get it in the movie.
Well, it's implied he's going to get it at the very end. Yeah.
So I love what they did with this, and I love, and we'll get to it, but I love his backstory with the vampires and why they brought him back. And so I love how they tied in 50 years ago versus now.
Yeah. And I was wondering why they aged him up so much. And then when I realized who he was replacing, it ended up making sense.
I like him now, but we'll get to.
Yeah. But no, this season was fine enough. I actually, once I got through it, I'm like, okay, that was good. Again, Claudia's like the best part of it.
She's so good. And then she gets recast.
I know, because they wanted to keep her young. I get it.
Well, not just that, but I think she got Avatar, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, she was, I think, in one of the Avatars, and then she got brought back for another Avatar, and I think that's why she.
I have not watched.
And I get it. Avatars. Like, I get it. She probably even signed a contract that says, "Yeah, we do another thing, you are coming back."
But she's really, really good in this. She's always writing to her diary. So they recreate some of the moments that you remember from like her cutting her hair off. I think she grows it all back.
Yep.
But Lestat is definitely the standout. He is, even at moments where I wasn't really digging the show, he was so good.
This is what I'm saying is like, no offense to Tom Cruise, no offense to Stuart Townsend, but I don't think anyone ever truly captured I know that you're going to fuck up my life. I know you're bad for me, but I can't stay away. And he does it in such a way where you like, I would keep falling. I would keep going back.
Yeah.
Because he's got that little bit of charm to him.
And Tom Cruise's defense, he was only ever the bad Lestat. Like now with like this show, they kind of humanize him a little bit in this, more so when he gets his own, when he takes over the show.
Right.
But we never got to see like the Tom Cruise Lestat from his point of view because they never made those. They instead did Queen of the Damned like idiots. But no, I
think
ended
Sam
up liking
Reed
this.
is,
Yeah. I ended up liking this more than I thought I would, but those first few episodes are very rough
I know.
and
I
slow mo.
feel the
And
same
again,
way about all the shows in this universe.
yeah.
The
But
first couple episodes.
and again, the first few episodes just being like, "Did you know the South was a racist?"
Not, yeah. Did you
"Yeah,
know
I'm
it
aware. I'm
black?
aware. I've seen a lot of other movies and stuff cover this. Can we get
Yeah.
to vampire?"
Mhm.
Again, it's fine if it's like an analogy. If you're using the vampires, that it's a little. It's just like, well, I already know. I've watched documentaries and stuff. I get it. I get it. But yeah, I guess enough people liked it. They brought it back for season 2. And in hindsight, it was smart that they ended season 1 at the end of New Orleans.
I agree.
Which, by the way, I love that. What's his face? Daniels is like, oh yeah, you thought you killed. By the way, Daniel's great because he'll just call everyone on their bullshit when he knows they're lying.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, so you killed Lestat, but you conveniently put him in a box near
Yeah.
a garbage thing that has rats that he could feed on.
In a trunk that locks from the inside. And we
Yeah.
even get to see that Claudia's like, we need to burn him, and Louis refuses to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Because Daniel's pretty good because he knows when they're bullshitting and he wants the book to be accurate, and he'll poke holes in their story. And as it goes on, you realize Louis is not remembering everything, right?
that's another thing I loved about this. What do they call it? The Odyssey of Remembering? In the way,
well, I just call it unreliable narrator, but
right. Well, Louis even says, like, I was reading in your book that you talked about talking to your daughter in her car seat, only to be reminded that car seats wouldn't have been invented yet. So it's like the way that our mind will play tricks with us, and the way that Louis' memories start to get clearer and clearer and clearer throughout the show, and he's recognizing what an unreliable narrator he was.
Yeah. By the way, one of the great things about the show is that they're all assholes. Even Louis at some point will be like, yeah, I'm just like a selfish crybaby.
I mean, nobody in this show is 100% villain or 100% hero. It's just
not in this show. In Mayfair Witches, there's those group of young men that are trying to kill those demonic women. They're the heroes. I'm so sad when they died. Right. Anyway, but we'll get to that. We can't skip ahead to the brave heroes. Season 2. He continues telling his story to Dan, and now Dan had. By the way, there is a real Rashid. I love that the new Indian guy comes in.
Real Rashid.
And I love in season 3, he's still around, and Louis like, wait, real Rashid's name is actually Rashid.
Yes, it's a good joke. Yeah.
So we learn what happens after they left New Orleans. They were traveling. This is World War One. So they're traveling around World War One, Europe, looking for other vampires. They know they're out there. Lestat didn't tell them a lot. Actually, rewinding a little bit, I thought it was interesting they didn't do the stuff with Lestat's dad, because in the book, Lestat, the whole thing is Lestat's tricking Louis. He's like, oh, I've been around for a while. Then you find out he's only been a vampire for a few years. Like his dad is still alive, and he can't bring himself to kill his own dad.
Unreliable narrators all around.
But I realized they didn't do the dad stuff because of what they revealed in season 3. They ended up making Lestat is actually way older than he is in the book.
Because remember in the book, the reason they were dining on empty plates is because his dad was blind.
Yeah.
And so they had to pretend like they were eating. Yeah. Yeah.
I think in the movie they said it was just to trick the slaves and maids and whatnot. So they're in Europe. They're looking for other vampires. They can't find them. Then we get an actual scene from the book that I wish was in the old movie. It's Revenant, right? They're a Revenant.
Yes, the Revenant in the woods. Yep.
So basically, this is what happens when a vampire just kind of loses their mind.
Yeah.
And just doesn't have like a community or anything anymore.
Well, and they were explaining too, like the blood there is bad because the people like aren't eating well, and they're like living in misery, and like it's turned the blood bad, and that's what happens.
Because there is like a coven of vampires there. But they're all kind of just losing it. But this is, if you remember the original movie, Tom Cruise at the end, he's starting his transition into this. That's why vampires have to keep. That's why Armand has to keep getting younger people. Keep them up to date on like what's going on, so they can blend in with the world. And Lestat didn't do that, so he started going crazy until he heard rock music. Anyway, so they get to have the fight with the Revenant, which was a good part in the book, because they're like, well, we found one vampire. It was like a zombie thing. It kind of freaked us out. So our journey didn't go really well. And again, they add in this whole coven of like other
And
vampires.
she's like the last one in Romania.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where she's like, yes, we'll go to the new world and we'll have a great time. And then she throws herself on the fire. And it's the whole thing that Anne Rice talks about of like, not everybody's cut out for immortality.
Yeah.
Because you have to be psychologically strong for these types of like downtimes.
Yeah. It is weird they didn't search America more. I know they only ever found one other vampire and they ended up being rapists.
Just murder somebody, so maybe they were on the run.
America's pretty big. It was early 1900s. Yeah. But I get Claudia's like, well, I found one vampire and he raped me. So
right. Oh yeah, we forgot about Bruce because he does come back.
Yes.
Bruce, she meets when she runs away and she goes to college and she meets up with Bruce and he's very charming and nice. And then he gets her alone and, date
does
rape
that.
her.
And then she tries to leave again on that train, but Lestat comes in and kills people and threatens her.
Please. That was such a great scene. Yes.
Which is a totally real event that happened. That's why I love I can't wait to talk about season 3. It's just basically like, oh, by the way, no, that shit happened. You will eventually find out a lot of what we're talking about are just characters lying.
Well, we'll get to it when we talk about the Vampire Lestat, but you want to talk about payoff. Like if you stick it out and you pay attention, there's a lot of payoff.
Yeah. He eventually makes it to France where he meets Armand. Who is a very
vampires.
Yes.
Vampires.
The theater of the vampires. He runs the theater. He had a coven many years ago. But he got bored with them and the rules that he made, but he was too much of a coward to get rid of them. So he had Lestat kill them basically. But yeah, you find out that he dated Lestat many years ago. And Louis just like, Lestat? Who's that guy? Never heard of that guy before. Sure didn't kill him. And we see the flashback between Armand and Lestat. Lestat coming in, breaking up the coven. Eventually, they join the theater of the vampires. Of course, Louis gets it on with Armand.
Of course.
What is it about being vampires in this show that makes them all gay? Because it wasn't like that in the book, really. Because again, they didn't have sex in the book, but
I know, but I think the idea of vampires being sexually fluid has been around for a really long time. Because if
I'm fine with that. It's just specifically in this show, they really lead into the gay thing. I mean, other than Lestat, he does hook up with like girls and stuff. He has that.
It's because we see so much of Louis, and I think Louis is just gay. So we really only see his relationships for a long.
He is. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, Louis is gay because he's telling the story of the first time he had sex with Lestat. It's like he killed a girl and they started flying.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And then it cuts in telling the story. He's like, now you might be shocked to find out that I'm gay. And I'm like, that was the least shocking part of what
that was.
Dan
that was not the issue I had. Correct.
Dan should have been like, you guys can fly. How fast? How high? Do you need to wear a suit with the wind resistance? And Louis just like, yeah, then we were flying. Can you believe I'm gay? And I'm like, I don't care. What else can you do?
The other thing is when we forgot to mention this in the first season, when Lestat reveals that he can fly. And Daniel's like, you lived with him for 17 years and he never mentioned that he could fly. Like Lestat's a very good liar.
Yeah. He also does he remember the whole, not so much in this show, but his whole thing is just like, well, Louis, you can leave me, but I just know more about vampire stuff that I haven't told you. I'm not ready to tell you. So he doesn't really show off a lot of vampire shit that he can do because he doesn't want people to know what he can do.
And we find out in the second season that he didn't know that much until Armand taught him how to freeze people, telekinesis, flying. Like he learned all that from Armand.
Because Lestat told him, there was one point in season 1 where they sit him down, they force him to tell everything, and his creator Magnus just made him, hung out for a few days, and then said, good luck being a vampire, and killed himself.
No, but wait, before that, he brought him to a chamber that was full of dead people that looked just like him.
Yeah. So it's like Magnus had a weird infatuation with Lestat.
With blondes, I guess. Like 20-year-old blondes. Yeah.
So they join the theater of the vampires. Claudia has a show that she does. She eventually gets tired of it. This is where they finally really start to hammer in, like she's pissed that she's stuck in her age.
Yeah, because they
Um,
infantilize her. They like make her dress as like a little girl every
yeah.
day, all day. Yeah.
God damn it, what's this vampire's name again?
Santiago.
Yes, Santiago. I love this actor, by the way.
Very good.
He's in a lot of stuff. Really underrated, an underrated show, but even underrated performance. The Exorcist TV show. Did you ever watch that?
I did not.
Okay, I've talked about it for a while.
Okay, I'll
That's
write it
one of
down.
the reasons I actually hated the last Exorcist movie because it made that show not in continuity.
I'm gonna
The
write it down.
Exorcist TV show
Okay.
is a legit follow up to The Exorcist.
Okay.
And the first season is self-contained enough that you could just stop watching it there. The two priests, including him, he's one of the priests. They do have another adventure in season 2, but season 1 is so self-contained. It's like kind of one and done.
Okay.
The Exorcist TV show is incredible, and he's one of the priests in it, and he is great in it.
Okay.
To the Exorcist TV show, it's just so well done. You actually get to see and go back and see like the manipulation of Captain Howdy on Reagan. It's really good.
Oh, okay.
So I really like this actor, and he's great as Santiago in this. So they're basically the Theater of the Vampires are kind of fed up with Louis and whatnot. They don't really trust him. So a bunch of shenanigans happen.
Wait, because Claudia wrote everything in her diaries.
Yes. Yes.
Girl.
Oh, and that's the thing. In the future, they're going through Claudia's diaries,
Yes.
and Daniel's realizing that things are being cut out, and he's not sure what's going on there. There's pictures that they're taking, and for some reason, some other photographers' pictures are getting in there. So they're realizing something's being fucked with the archive, and even Louis like, I'm a little confused.
Yep, and you'll see in this picture behind his chair is all of her diaries as evidence.
Yes, because they're on trial for a couple things. Well, one, Claudia eventually meets a nice redhead lady who everyone hates because she's a Nazi sympathizer, but really there was just a young Nazi, like German soldier who was scared, and she like hooked up with him during occupation, and everyone decided that was Nazi sympathizing. But basically she like gets Louis to turn her because Armand has still never turned anyone. That's like a weird thing. Armand has never turned another vampire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this lady's a vampire for like 2 days, and then they get set on trial for the attempted murder of Lestat and the journals, because you're not supposed to tell the
murder of his lover, the singer. What was her name?
Oh God, I totally forgot her name.
They killed Antoinette.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, during the trial, they try to like figure out everyone's fate, and it's real tense. And Armand's beautiful Armand, who loves Louis so much, is using all his psychic energy to make sure they spare Louis. And he does it. Unfortunately, Claudia gets lit on fire in front of everyone. Yeah, so
Claudia and Madeleine get burned in the sun. Louis is given, he's like locked in a coffin.
Yeah, they put him in a coffin, throw him in a wall. Yeah. Yeah. But I think Armand breaks him out. Yeah.
And Armand, so Sam was the vampire that like wrote the play, and Santiago did everything, and everything was scripted except for Claudia and Louis. Yeah. But anytime they tried to say anything, the other vampires used their mind powers to like shut them up. Lestat shows up, tells his whole version of the thing, and then Claudia and Madeleine die in the sun. Santiago lets Louis out, and then Louis, as we know, famously burns the theater down.
Yes, he burns the theater down. Then he hunts down. He like blows people up. I actually like this whole moment of him chasing Santiago throughout the catacombs and whatnot.
Yes.
But yeah, and at this point they corner Lestat.
Yeah, he's in like a mausoleum somewhere or a tomb somewhere.
And this is where we get a little hint of things to come. Lestat has like fire. He has the fire gift.
It's a fire gift. Yep.
And they're like, how do you do that? He's like, well, I got the blood of Magnus. And then because we learn Armand was changed by Marius, who I think was Magnus's fledgling. Or
Well,
yeah.
and also he says, I have the blood of Akasha in me.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. He
Yeah.
goes, I have the blood of Magnus. And then I think Armand's like, I kind of do too. And then he one-ups him. He's like, I have the blood of Akasha.
Akasha.
And
And
then
so
Louis
is
just
like,
goes, who the fuck is that? I don't know who you're
Right.
talking about.
And so Louis is like, instead of murdering you, this is your real death. And he kisses Armand and he says, I love him. I'm leaving with him. I'll never speak to you again. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't Facebook me. This is never happening again. I hate
What is Facebook?
Yeah, I'll hate you for the rest of time. And then he walks away. Mic drop.
That's a great way to start a relationship, to spite an ex. Just hooking up with someone to spite an ex. That's a great way to start a relationship.
Wait till we reveal how Armand started the relationship. Go ahead.
But yeah, in the future, Dan is becoming more suspicious of Armand, and he's starting to have these flashbacks of the night in New Orleans, I think, where he was being interviewed.
Also, remember he met up with the Talamasca.
I was going to get to that.
Oh, okay, go.
So yeah, we get to see all these flashbacks that Armand had something to do with Louis attacking him the night they first tried to do it. And then he meets Raglan James, who, if they do the story, is the body thief, the guy who can go into other people's bodies. Right. But he works for the Talamasca. So this is where the Talamasca comes in, and they give him a bunch of information and stuff. They're like, hey, this will really fuck up everything. Here, ask him about, hey, here's some pictures of you from the 70s and everything.
Well, and while they're having that final interview, they're like instant messaging each other.
Yeah.
So he pretends he's typing Louis' notes, but he's actually messaging with the Talamasca. And they're like, well, ask him about this and ask him about this. Yeah.
Yeah. But then he exposes pretty much everything. We learned that Armand was in on the trial. He helped plan and stage everything.
They have this script with his notes in the corner.
Yep.
He was behind everything.
Yep. And then the other guy who organized it got out. He ends up being like a DJ or something. He comes back. But Louis learns that Armand is basically responsible for Claudia dying, and they break up.
It was actually Lestat that saved Louis, not Armand.
Lestat was the what Louis, like Armand was just kind of using Louis and everything, but Lestat is the one who saved him. And they get into a huge fight, him and Armand.
Because Armand lived on that lie for 77 years.
Also, I did like the flashback of the 70s where they do the What We Do in the Shadows. They drank drug blood, and now he's a wizard. So we learn when Louis attacked Dan in the 70s and drank all his blood because he was like high. Armand came in flipping out, and Armand can be in the sunlight because he's older. Yeah. So he comes in during the day. He saves Louis from killing himself.
Yeah.
But he's just like, well, what are you doing? And Louis just like, I just hate you, and I'm bored of you, and you'll never be Lestat. Yeah. They have to psychically call to Lestat to calm him down and everything. But Louis just like, Armand, you better not touch Dan Malloy or I will kill you, you dumb asshole. And then Dan Malloy publishes the book, Interview with the Vampire.
Yes.
And we learned that Armand, out of anger, has turned him into a vampire. So now he's a vampire author.
Yeah, because Louis stormed out and left Armand pissed off and a human in the loft and
Yep.
Now Daniel's a vampire.
So now the whole world knows about vampires, or they will. And then we get a little reconciliation between Lestat and Louis in New Orleans. Lestat has some new fledgling who's just an asshole, who will then meet up with a weird spirit thing in a different show. But he's planning his musical comeback because Lestat, of course, is a musician. And he thinks it'll take 50 years. He's watching YouTube videos and he has a fake keyboard.
Yeah, it's like a plank of wood with the bars. But this scene should win all the awards. I mean, this scene was incredible. And he even says, he calls out the date. He's like, on so-and-so date in 1977, did you try and kill yourself? So he was connected even at that moment when he was calling out to Lestat, and he knew that Louis was so despondent that he was thinking about killing himself.
And the whole season, when he thinks Lestat might be dead, he's like secretly seeing Lestat like a hallucination. He's like still talking to him and everything.
Yeah. Beautiful scene.
Beautiful scene. And also at the end, the vampires are psychically talking about how pissed they are about the book. And they're like, blah, 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 blah. And then Louis just like, I'll fucking fight all of you.
Yeah. He's like standing in his apartment. He's like, come and get me.
Come and get me.
Yep.
And I wish there was one vampire who's like, aren't you the guy who cries a lot? He's like, shut up. No, that's a different guy. That's Lou.
Yes.
That's Lou Duloc. It's a coincidence.
A big announcement at San Diego Comic-Con that it will now be called the Vampire Lestat, and so everybody knew what was going to come next.
Yes, but we're going to take a break there because we got to talk about a different show that came out.
Because now we had to shift over.
Yes. Now we have Anne Rice's Mayfair Witches, a book I did not read, starring. By the way, do you think AMC Plus has enough fucking witch shows? They have A Discovery of Witches, The Mayfair Witches, Sanctuary, A Witch's Tale, and now we got another Baba Yaga show called Yaga the Witch Hunt, which I watched the trailer. They mention the chicken house. They don't show the chicken house. You got to show the chicken house.
You and I somehow always talk about Baba Yaga. I don't know how this comes up every time we're together, but there you go.
The Baba Yaga, you need. Look, that 2019 Hellboy movie was garbage, but the Baba Yaga was in it, and she had a chicken house. So points for that.
Yeah.
I always get annoyed in the John Wick movies when they refer to him as the Baba Yaga. I'm like, he doesn't have a chicken house. This doesn't make sense. Yeah. So they do this new show starring Alexandra Daddario, which Jesus Christ.
Yeah. She doesn't look like a witch in these pictures.
Well, here's the thing. For years, everyone made fun of Texas Chainsaw 3D. Have you ever seen that one, Lena?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's the one that's supposed to be a direct sequel to the first one, but they also wanted it in modern times. So the baby in the beginning ends up being her. And that was like 2013. And people were joking. They're like, she should be like 38 at this point. This age doesn't make sense. This is clearly a 20-something-year-old. Cut to when they start making the show. She's in her late 30s. She looks exactly the fucking same.
I know.
And I'm like, shit, I guess we owe that movie an apology. And Lena, this might shock you. She's now an elderly woman in her 40s, and she still looks good. Can you believe that?
Did you say elderly woman?
What? No, you're hearing things. Hold on. How do you do the vampire? How do you do the vampire thing to change?
You can't do it. No one's giving you that gift. How old is she?
She's 40.
Is she?
Yes.
Wow, she looks phenomenal.
I know. It's crazy for someone in their twilight years. Anyway, I told you there'd be a bunch of jokes tonight. The story here is about a girl named Rowan who has an adopted mom who then dies. And she's having this problem where she's breaking everyone's brain. There were literally, in the first episode, there were 3 scenes where she accidentally just gives people brain aneurysms.
Yeah. She's like this world-renowned surgeon, but she can cause people to have like emboli or like aneurysms.
Can you recover from that? Did she permanently kill those guys, by the way?
Oh, yeah, probably. In the brain, yeah, probably.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so she's like, I don't understand why I'm blowing up people's brains. That's not a thing that I should be able to do. We learned that her mother, her real mother, is a godless, soulless witch from hell, played by Special Agent Whalesong from the X-Files.
Okay.
Annabeth Gish. Whenever I see Annabeth Gish, I just think of her in the X-Files, and I'm like, God, I hate it, Reyes. Did you ever watch X-Files?
Yes. I actually remember her from Mystic Pizza, which was...
Yeah, there's also that, too. And obviously, we all know her from Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal. That's probably her most famous role.
And also, Vampire Crossover, she was in Midnight Mass.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always think of her as Agent Reyes in X-Files. The new X-Files shows were bad, but the one thing that was funny is that they knew no one liked this character, so they made her a bad guy. Between the hiatus, she somehow became a bad guy. I'm like, great, fuck her. Anyway, she's a demon witch from hell. from this family that gets their power from a spirit guy called Lasher. So Rowan finds out that she's part of this family, and as soon as she meets her mom gets decapitated.
Yeah.
So she goes to the funeral. She meets all the Mayfairs, and she finds out that she's like gonna inherit all of this shit.
Mhm.
Her mom was supposed to inherit it, but she had crazy brain for 30 something years. So she meets her family, including her uncle,
Yeah.
Cortland, played by Harry Hamlin from Clash of the Titans.
He was so good in this show, by the way. Harry Hamlin.
He is so good
Yes.
that the show ends up, spoiler, he's actually Rowan's dad.
Correct.
The show reveals that he's a rapist, but the character's so good that they have to walk it back the next season and be like, he was manipulated and influenced by someone else. They're like, oh shit, the most likable male character, we made a rapist. We got to go back. We got to change this.
Yeah.
But yeah, played by Harry Hamlin from Clash of the Titans, and there's a really funny joke at the end of the season. So yeah, we learn more about Lasher, who saved one of their ancestors, who was accused of being a witch, and he has given their family powers, and then he like seduces them. Can you explain what the fuck's going on in this season with Lasher? It's a little confusing.
I'm going to take it back a little bit.
Okay.
So what it is way back in Scotland 300 years ago.
Okay.
A young woman who was like homeopathic, she was just a village woman who healed people, is accused of being a witch. And while she is about to be burned, she calls out to Lasher because she was taught by the other girls, if you're ever in trouble, this is what you need to do. So she calls forth Lasher. He attaches to her, and Lasher's presence with this girl takes her born powers and makes them extreme powers.
Gotcha.
And the way it works is every generation of Mayfair has a chosen female descendant that Lasher will connect with until the 13th witch. And the 13th witch is foretold to be the greatest witch in the entire line. And so what happens is when Deirdre becomes pregnant, she is the chosen one of her generation. And the aunts know, everybody in the family knows about Lasher. They know about the chosen girl, everything. So Deirdre's aunt like basically drugs her and puts her in a medically induced coma for 30 years.
Yeah.
Takes the baby, makes one of the distant cousins adopt the baby and go to California, and says, the deal is you never let her come back here. You never tell her about her family. She's trying to break the chain because Rowan is the 13th witch.
Yeah.
But as things always work out, she ends up coming to New Orleans, finding her family. And now because Deirdre dies, now Lasher is attached to Rowan.
Yes. And during all of this, she meets a guy named Cyprian who has a magical power where he can touch things and see what happened in the past. And also, he works for the Talamasca. And I bet you have a fun fact, because I had to read up on this character, because I went, Cyprian's a dumb name. Where'd they get this from?
So
and I learned.
I'm so unhappy with this.
Oh, unhappy. Okay.
I'm very unhappy with this decision. And I think they did it because they wanted to ram the Talamasca show into the universe somehow.
Yeah.
In the book, Rowan rescues a man who's drowning named Michael. Okay. And because he's like near death and brought back, he now comes back with the power to touch something and like see everything. They fall in love, and throughout the book, as she's trying to figure everything out, he is with her through the whole thing. And so they just basically erased Michael completely, shoved in Cyprian, and then shoved in the Talamasca that way, because in the book, it is her story, the backstory of the Mayfair, and then we also get to read the Talamasca's files on the witches. But instead of doing that, they remade Matthew into Cyprian and then just like shoved Cyprian and the Talamasca into this story.
Yeah, I'm trying to see here. Okay, yeah. He's combined Michael Curry, which you said, And he's also combined with a character called Aaron Leitner, a beloved
Yeah,
old
Aaron,
English
yep,
scholar and high ranking.
yep,
Yeah, from the
yep.
Talamasca. Okay, you're right.
Aaron is like with the Talamasca, and he shows up at Ellie, which is the adoptive mother who was Deirdre's cousin.
Okay.
Shows up at Ellie's funeral and then shows up again at Deirdre's funeral. And that's why Rowan's like, who is this older British guy and how is he connected to the family?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so, not to ruin anything, but Michael is the one that gets Rowan pregnant at the end of the book so that she can give birth to Lasher.
Yes. So, yeah, again, they merge the characters. I mean, I get it. You said it's a really long book. I understand merging characters.
Huge.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to just put two characters
I get
together.
it. I understand why they did what they did, but for me, Michael was such a good character that I was sad to see him lost.
Yeah.
But as we talked about, I'm an author. I get it. If you want to adapt books for screen, sometimes you just have to make these decisions.
Yeah.
I have nothing wrong with Tanguay. I think he's a great actor and I loved what they did with the character. I just was like, it took me a while to grieve the loss of that character and then get into this.
Also, their romance, which is actually just like a fling, is just really.
So this is my problem too, is like, I think to go back to the Vampire Lestat and Interview with the Vampire, I think Jacob and Sam have such good chemistry. So to then transition to this, where I felt like their chemistry just wasn't there, it was just kind of lackluster by comparison.
Yeah, but you're right. Works with the Talamasca, so this is where they really started hammering that stuff in.
Yep.
But yeah, so she's constantly dealing with all the witches. We find out there's a group of brave heroes who want to get rid of the witches. And I thought it was weird they waited so long to introduce the good guys in the show. The whole show, I'm like
the hillbilly gang that kidnaps the.
You mean the brave patriots who love Jesus? I'm watching the show and I'm just like, these evil ladies are getting away with it. When are the heroes coming?
They like lock her up in a warehouse and want to set her on fire. She's like,
save the world is what I call it. Lena, I often think, I always hear stories of like witchfinder generals and these men who led witch burnings. And I always say to myself, born in the wrong century, I would have been so good. I would have been a hero. Statues would be made of me.
You would have Witchfinder General. That's your Halloween costume.
I would have been great. I would have been a great Witchfinder.
When you go to Salem, dress like a Witchfinder General and see how that goes. Just walk around all the goth girls in Salem. Yeah, see how that goes.
Oh my God, my true calling. If I could just time travel, where are you time traveling to? To the witch trials. I want to help out.
I can't.
I don't think we got enough of them, to be honest.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday. I'm going to get you that Malleus Maleficarum, the witch hammer. It was like the how to find and kill a witch manual.
Look, you look up all the witch trials. It turns out there wasn't as many as they claimed there was. Like, they existed, but it wasn't as rampant. And when I found that out, I was like, if I was there,
you're like,
hey, lady, did you just look at me weird? You're a witch.
Hey, lady, did your apple fall in my yard? Witch.
Did you just get mad at me for something I did in a dream? You're a witch.
Tony,
anyway, she ends up being stuck in like a thrall at some point with Lasher's spirit.
Yeah.
She learns a lot of stuff, that Cortland is her father. And you're right, because she had sex with Cyprian. She didn't wrap it up, apparently.
Yeah.
She's just raw dogging on the first date. I mean,
the worst thing that happens is you get pregnant with a baby that will turn out to be a demon come to life.
By the way, I love that Lasher just rewrites the DNA, and I'm like, because Cyprian's like, that's our baby. I'm like, that's the whitest baby I've ever seen.
Magical baby. Cyprian takes it really well too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, well, he like tries to help her, and then she strikes. So she is now even more powerful now that she's had sex with Lasher and given birth also to Lasher.
So that's the other thing, is like part of this prophecy is that the mother of Lasher will be the most powerful of the witches. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that her power is tied to Lasher's proximity.
Yes.
So then if Lasher is away,
and we learn a lot of stuff too. Lasher, he's very evil in this season. He's very evil and he's killing people left and right. he's making people snap their own necks off and shit.
Mhm.
It's pretty fucking metal, actually.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he's played by he was the weird face guy in
Jack
Boardwalk Empire.
Jack Houston.
Yes, but recently he was the Sandman in Spider Noir. He was
Oh,
the
okay.
1930s version of the Spider-Man character Sandman. So I don't know. I've never really watched this guy in anything, and he's shown up in 2 shows I watched recently.
Yeah, I will
Uh,
say too, when he showed up, that was not what I ever pictured Lasher looking like. I mean,
well, I had to look up what a fucking Taltos is. So what
Yeah.
does he look like in that first book?
I'm trying to remember specifically, but I always pictured him as being like very lean, young, not necessarily human looking, like not somebody like I feel like Jack Houston, no offense, but I feel like I would just walk past him on a street and be like, hey, what's up? But Lasher was supposed to be like, I think, inhumanly beautiful. And I don't know. He just wasn't, I expected more of like, I don't know. I gave him a chance. I'm not too, we can talk about it in the second season, but I just am not impressed with the way he was played. I don't think he comes across as like a powerful interdimensional being.
Yeah, I don't really get what he like. So he just like shows up and he's just like, we're having ghost sex, maybe. And he can
And she
give
has
you
like
gifts.
a supernatural pregnancy. It takes like a week.
Yeah. Did I put it in there? Okay. My favorite thing. So he apparently gifted Cortland eternal life.
Yes.
But also he ages. That kind of sucks. You got to be very specific. Can I have eternal life? Yeah. Do I still age? Oh yeah. Oh, never mind.
Cortland get turned into a statue at one point.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is very funny.
Yeah.
Because he killed Medusa, who turns people into statues. So it's like a very funny inside joke. I'm like, oh, Perseus finally got turned into a statue in the end.
I know. A lot of fans really like that. And when do we meet his father? Is that the second season?
That's season 2. So
okay.
Season 1, as someone who read the book, I assume season 1 does the first book?
Yeah.
Or
no. The Mayfair Witches is huge.
Okay.
So I will say, so I guess, maybe because Lasher does like get born into the world at the end of the book.
Okay. So someone who read the book, how do you feel about this?
I felt underwhelmed. So I did like Alexandria Daddario as Rowan. I thought she did a fabulous job. I thought Harry Hamlin did a great job. And
he's great.
I don't remember her name. Beth Grant, who plays Carlotta Mayfair, the aunt that's like comes across very mean, but is just trying to stop this curse from continuing.
Yes.
I thought she did a great job. She's
the girl from Donnie Darko who goes, I doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion.
Yeah. I was very underwhelmed by Cyprian, and I was very underwhelmed by Lasher.
Yeah, and there's that young girl Tessa, who's like her cousin or something, who ends up like dying, and I just kind of felt nothing there. There's also this show also has a lot of characters.
I felt very connected to the people in interview. Like I felt like I was connected to them as I was continuing through with their story. I didn't connect to anybody in this show.
Yeah, and like you're right. I like her, obviously. I like Alexandra Daria, who I realize is single now.
Is she?
She got divorced this year.
Yeah, maybe she's watching right now.
I hope to God she is. I hope she didn't hear me make that elderly joke earlier.
Hit me up. Hit me up and I'll talk to you about Tony. And then if you decide you want to talk to him, I'll give you his contact info.
Hey, I didn't say Texas Chainsaw 3D was the worst Texas Chainsaw simply because you were too hot in it. That was the one thing that stopped it.
Can I say what my favorite role is of hers ever? It is a guilty pleasure of mine. I've watched it probably 30 times, an unhealthy amount of time. Baywatch. I love that movie.
Okay, you lost me there. The Baywatch movie. I wanted Baywatch to be good. I loved it. As someone who's been watching an unhealthy amount of Baywatch the last year, I've watched the same episodes like 15 times.
I wasn't a big Baywatch fan, but I loved the movie. I thought it was so fun, and I'll just turn it on and have it in the background.
Well, here's the thing. I loved looking at her in the movie, obviously. But no, I was like, oh, they're doing the 21 Jump Street reboot treatment, but with Baywatch. And I didn't watch 21 Jump Street, the show, but I enjoyed the movie. I'm like, but this will be better because I grew up watching Baywatch. I'll like this. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was I've said, as someone who again watches Baywatch all the time, that show was less funny than a regular serious episode of Baywatch.
Yeah,
Some of them are really fucking stupid, Lena.
I had fun with it. But yeah, I thought that she did a fabulous job, and she had to, because she is the center of the show. But like you said, there's so much ancillary cast that you're just like,
and I get it. It's a big book, and I guess there are a lot. They honestly should have merged more characters, because there's just too much that we didn't even mention. JoJo, we didn't mention.
Well, and that's the point. Is like, if you read the book, she shows up. There's like 200 people at the after funeral or whatever you call that, and she's like, "Oh my God, they're all Mayfairs." Yeah. It's a massive family.
Yes.
And the JoJo is what's his name?
Cortland's daughter.
And I think it happens in the second season, but Cortland's daughter is trans. And
in the first season, in the first season, they mentioned it.
She says at one point, she's like, the only reason you were so supportive of me is because you knew what it meant to have a daughter in this family. So it was never about me. It was always about power. And so, I thought that was a very powerful statement. And it really shows a lot about Cortland. And then, of course, his father, when we meet his father.
Yeah.
So that they're a big part of the book. But a big part of the book, too, was like all these, you get to learn the stories of all the previous chosen witches, and you don't get to see that in this.
And they do flashbacks to like the original one in Scotland. Like that's it basically. But I was just, a lot of the show is just confusing. Like I didn't really understand what Lasher was doing or what his powers were. He just kept kind of showing up and he would just stare.
He like gives them more power in the hopes that when the 13th witch comes, he gets to be born as human, which is what happens.
Yeah. And again, like he is a bad guy, but we never actually really see him do the bad things. It's always like invisible. So
underwhelming. Yeah.
I know.
Like a huge force.
And again, the Cyprian relation, it's just so rushed.
It's
like we're friends and lovers, maybe. And I kind of forget at the end, it looks like she kind of forgot Cyprian even existed because he's dealing with other stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're working in a lot of the Talamasca stuff. Because I think he realizes his mind has been wiped a couple times.
Oh yeah, there's the girl that can wipe minds. And then there's like a sister, but then we never see her again.
Cyprian's she gets like pregnant, and they kind of use her just to find information, and then that's it. Again, it's jumbling a lot, but Alexandra Daddario is pretty.
She's beautiful. I mean, she's beautiful.
I might even see that stupid Hershey chocolate movie they're making with her. What movie is actually really fun? Joe Dante's Burying the Ex. That's a fun one.
Oh, I've never seen it.
She's in. I mean, it's not great. It's not the best Joe Dante movie, obviously, but she's fucking gorgeous in it. But it's also just a fun zombie romantic comedy.
Okay.
But yeah, you know what? Before we go into season 2 and then the last 2 shows, let's read some super chats, Lena.
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Here we go. Dude Abides, member for 28 months, saying almost 2.5 years at Heck the Movies.
All right. Happy 2.5 year anniversary.
Dude Abides for $5. And doesn't Tony look like Laszlo Cravensworth from What We Do? That's not the first time I've gotten that.
That's a compliment. Let me tell you, the amount of times that I've been at when I work as a bartender and people say, what's her name? And I say Jackie Daytona.
Jackie Daytona, human bartender.
Human bartender.
I need to finish that show. Is that show done now?
Yeah, it's
What We Do in the Shadow. Okay, I gotta watch like the last 2 seasons. I love that show.
But you heard that they're gonna do a sequel to the movie.
Yeah, you know what? A few years ago, I would have loved that, but I saw Taika Waititi's Thor 4, and I'm just like, well, I hope he kind of reins it in a little bit.
Well, I mean, they're all involved. It's not just Taika Waititi, so let's hope. But it's about the werewolves. It's going to be about the werewolves.
Oh wait, they said they were going to do that for years. The Werewolves.
Yep.
And then there was that other show, the Wellington Paranormal. That was just it was a spin-off show about the cops. I always wanted to check that one out.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
I think when that show was airing, me and Trisha took a picture And I think my hair was long and she has dark hair. And I was like, you look like Laszlo and Nadia. I'm like, that's actually a pretty fucking good comparison there.
Tony, we should do that at Monster Mania. I'll be Nadia and you be Laszlo. We're doing this.
Yeah, but I'm just specifically going to be the Jackie Taytona version.
Let's do it. And I'll be but then we have to do the songs, those terrible songs they sing at open mic night.
God, I got to rewatch that whole show.
So
Pat! Anyway, Fior, member for 7 months. Lena, I love you.
Oh, thank you, Fior.
AJ Wizzle. Oh, God damn you, AJ. For 5 Looney Tunes communist dollars. Hey, Tony. Did you get to watching any of those wrestling tapes? Do you prefer to watch things on VHS? Because I have just the movie. It's a sequel. Lena, I don't know if you watched the last mailbag video I did.
Mm-mm.
He sent me another copy of the Craft Legacy and a poster of the Craft Legacy. And he put it in a WrestleMania 1-14 VHS box set. But when you open it, he has taken out most of the WrestleMania tapes, and he put in other stuff, including, and I didn't know this until after the video. There was a jar of red dirt, and it is screen used red dirt from the Craft Legacy.
This is amazing.
I love it. His note, he goes, I got rid of some of those wrestling tapes to make room for all the shit that I did.
Tony, we're gonna make you a witch. It's gonna happen.
I just have so much Craft Legacy. I still haven't watched the fucking movie. Still haven't watched the movie.
You know it's a full moon tonight.
God damn it. I already know he's going to put Craft Legacy on VHS and send it to me. Where are, oh yeah, my Craft Legacies are over there. Sean McComb for $6.99 Canadian dollars. Hey, Tony, did you get a chance to look up Striking Distance starring Bruce Willis and Sarah Jessica Parker from 1993 yet? No, this was a cameo. Thank you for booking me on Cameo. I wish him happy birthday. He told me about this movie and I've never even heard of it.
By the way, it was shot here in Pittsburgh, and I just went on the Gateway Clipper last week, and as we were going down the river, I pointed out the boathouse from that movie.
I've never.
Yep.
It's weird. Look, I'm not saying I've seen all of Bruce Willis's movies.
Yeah.
It's weird that there was a 90s one that I straight up never even heard of.
It was shot here in Pittsburgh, and he was a Pittsburgh river cop, like patrolling the river. And yeah, it's a good one.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
How many boats explode in the Pittsburgh River?
I don't remember, but whenever you come to visit, I'll take you to the boathouse and I'll point it out to you.
And I'll be like, there it is, the boathouse.
There it is. There it is. The movie.
Who else is in this? Oh, Dennis Farina. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Brian James. All right. Mm-hmm. Andre Bauer. Okay. It's actually got a decent. Tom Sizemore? Tom Atkins? How the fuck did I not know this existed? What the fuck?
It's a good one. Tony, it's a good one. It's a really good one.
It's on Netflix. Maybe I'll turn it on.
Yep.
You know, when I'm done, now that I'm done watching every Anne Rice TV show, once I'm finished Riverdale on VHS, I'm sure I'll have time for other stuff.
Tony, what are we going to do with all our free time now that we've watched all of these shows?
Well, I told you I'm watching Riverdale on VHS.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Riverdale. Yeah.
You know what else I have to do soon? I have to watch every single, including the animated Starship Troopers movie. I know what you're thinking. They made sequels to Starship Troopers. Yes, 2 live action and 2 animated ones.
I actually did not know that one. I've only ever seen the first one.
I only ever made it to 2. And I went, ugh, that was rough. And then I saw the commercial from 3 and I'm like, nope. And apparently the animated ones are okay, but I haven't watched them. Fior. Oh, and I also have to finally read Starship Troopers, which I've actually never read.
Have fun with that.
Fior for $10. Lena, you are more famous than Tony. Get hyped for Girls Month. It's going to be a great time. Did you know Tony tried to ban me on here because I love the ladies on here more? I never actually tried to ban you. And also, I doubt Girls Month will happen. Come on.
I'm telling you, I'm going to spend the next 11 months planning and getting ready for August of 2027. We're having a Girls Month on my channel. I'm telling you.
Okay, so Kaylee's trying to do one this year. If she drops the ball, you will do it next year then?
Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm going to do it from New Orleans. I'm going to bring all the girls down. We're gonna have fun without you guys.
What the fuck? They were like, wait, you pay for travel? Tony doesn't do that. And then I'll definitely, it'll be boys forever.
I'll pay for the flights. They can hang out in my cool New Orleans apartment. I'll take them for beignets. It'll be amazing.
If any of the girls are listening, Lena's lying. Dude abides for $5. Doesn't the interviewer Daniel Malloy look similarly to Anthony Bourdain? He does.
Yeah, he does.
Yes. Listen. Also, someone in the poor chat is saying, is he doing Starship? I'm going to do all the Starship Troopers. If you want me to talk about the original, which I will include, but I've done that on rental reviews years ago. It's one of those, there were a few rental reviews things where I don't want to redo because I think I totally nailed it. But if I'm going to go through the whole series, I might as well revisit it at some point. That's actually one of the reasons I want to read this, because I want to revisit it as someone who finally read the book. Because I think
I have so many books I want to read, but I got to finish writing my book. Like, it should have been out at this point.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I can talk about. I don't think I can talk about the thing that I wrote, but I wrote a thing. At some point, I'll be able to talk about it.
I'm gonna read it. I'll read it.
You said you were gonna read it on your lunch break the other day, and you didn't. But
listen, dude, I was getting ready for this. I took this very seriously.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, wait, hold on. Let's check Twitch. Did we get anything on Twitch? We got a follow on Twitch, but that's it. Oh, we got to check Rumble. Sorry, Lita. Who knows how many hundreds of people on Rumble are watching right now?
How many people?
Leaving comments that I'm ignoring. I feel so bad. Okay, hold on. What? It's not even playing the goddamn video. Okay, I have it here, Lena. Looking at the Rumble chat and no one. Okay.
Okay, all right. Perfect.
Back to this. Mayfair Witches season 2, which I forgot to include the poster that goes "The Witch is back." That's a good tagline. It's a good tagline.
Is it?
Surprise. You know what? Craft Legacy probably would have gotten more people in the seats if it didn't come out during COVID. And if the tagline was "The Witches are back."
Okay.
So Rowan, it's been a couple days or weeks. Rowan has learned to use her demonic, satanic hell powers that she should go to hell for. She's getting stronger, but at the same time, Lasher is growing every single day.
Every day. Yep.
And it's kind of weird because that's like a man she slept with, but now he's a little boy. It's very confusing. And she's like trying to like keep him calm while also trying to learn all her powers. Tessa's sister is pissed that Tessa died, kind of blames Rowan for it. And also she has the power to read minds, but she has trouble turning it off. So she like drowns out everything with headphones. Lasher eventually grows up to be a man. And he's very confused about his place in the world, and he starts hooking up with ladies, including huge boobed Thora Birch, who showed up randomly.
You texted me, you're like, I waited all this time, and that's the set I got to see. All this.
I'm like, I didn't realize Thora Birch has heavy knockers, and I wasn't expecting to see them. I wasn't expecting to see her, and I wasn't expecting to see those bad boys. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But he has a problem. Every time he sleeps with someone, they die horribly.
Yeah.
And he feels guilty about it. And that's when we realize this guy is not the villain we knew last year. Something is up. Because he's just like, I don't like killing. I feel bad. I'm killing all these ladies that I'm compelled to sleep with. What's going on? Meanwhile, Rowan sends his blood, the Lasher blood, to her ex-boyfriend. Who's also a doctor who broke up. He was real shitty. He applied for a job that he knew he would have to move for, and then he waited months to tell her until he got the job. Like, that's real shitty, dude. So they start to kind of rekindle their romance. Lasher meets that stupid vampire from the end of Interview with the Vampire season 2.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. The vampire's like, I don't know what you are, but maybe you're a vampire. Stop being human. It sucks.
So I watched the behind the scenes, and they literally were in the writer's room and just like, we kind of want to somehow bring the vampires over. Who can we bring over? And somebody was like, well, why don't we just bring this random extra vampire?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So Rowan has a plan to bring all the Mayfairs together and like trap Lasher or kill him.
Well, one, to protect all the Mayfairs because they're dying.
Yes.
So
Yes.
she's trying to protect the Mayfairs from Lasher, but they're still also her and Cyprian are both trying to capture Lasher because now the Talamasca.
Cyprian is trying to do it for the Talamasca.
Yeah.
And he's got a ticking clock thing where they're going to like wipe his brain at some point.
Right.
She makes sure to she wakes Cortland up. Because the thing is, she can't kill Cortland. She just keep him encased in stone. But then she wakes him up. She's like, make some phone calls. Get everyone here. He's like, well,
then we find out that like the whole family pretty much hates him.
Yeah.
People show up and they're like, you didn't tell us he was going to be here.
Yeah. I think it was a secret that he was kind of a dick. But again, because he was so likable, they kind of walk that back this season where they're like, well, really? But she fails to kill him. They get taken away. And then at one point, JoJo and another girl want to leave, and she puts them in a thrall, which is like another dimension. Yeah. But since Lasher's been kidnapped and taken away, her powers are weak, and now JoJo and this other lady are just ghosts in the house that are stuck. And they're
like trapped in the thrall. And meanwhile, the house is crumbling because Lasher was the one that was keeping it the way it was. And did JoJo like this is the point where Rowan is like, by the way, your dad raped my mom and we're sisters. Yeah. Which they were like, everybody's taking all of this very well.
Yeah. So yeah, they end up talking to what's his face, Cortland's dad. They find out Cortland's dad is trapped in like a ghost realm, and you can get there through playing his record player. Yeah, because he had a poly relationship with two of them. And they take turns going into the ghost realm to hang out with him.
Correct.
But yeah, this is where we realize, hey, Lasher kind of sucked as a villain, and now he's a good guy. We need a villain this year.
So like, Julian Mayfair.
Yeah. Ted Levine, Buffalo Bill.
Oh my God, he's so good in this.
What did I just watch him in recently? Hold on. Ted Levine was in something I watched, and now it's really driving me nuts. Hold on, is there what new thing is he in? Cape Fear? No. What the fuck did I watch with? Okay, well, I watched something with Ted Levine, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he like traps Rowan in there. He traps like part of her brain in there. That's all logic, and then her romantic side is like, I'm gonna get back together with my boyfriend.
Her emotional side is out and walking around. Her logical side is trapped in this realm. Yes.
And she's bringing in her ex-boyfriend into everything, but then she learns she's gonna have to wipe his mind at some point.
Yeah,
because you're not allowed to know. Meanwhile, Cyprian is getting more involved with the Talamasca, and they're like, okay, we got to learn what the fuck Lasher is. We have the remains of his first form, and he meets Franca Potente. Run, Lola, run.
Okay.
She shows up in TV shows every once in a while. I'm like, oh, it's Franca Potente, who's psychic and psychically. They're like, you got to meet the Talamasca Council, and then he like stares at her, and she's all quiet. And she's like, okay, you're good. He's like, wait, what? And you realize she was psychically talking to a bunch of people. Yeah, they examine the body and they find out that he's a Taltos.
Yes.
Which is an ancient species of non-human intelligent primates that originated on a volcanic island in the North Sea and share some genetic traits with humans. Taltos are somewhat human in appearance, though generally taller with long, thin limbs. Their bones are mostly made of cartilage. So yeah, this is one of the many weird animal people that Anne Rice started working into these. I guess their volcano blew up their island. They're like, yeah, we'll just bang some Scottish people and crossbreed with them.
But this, like, she did all this later, because in the first thing, he was just like, he had been born human. He was like born to a Scottish lord and a witch and was like human at one point. And then he dies, and then he gets called forth by the Mayfair witch. And now he's a special Taltos.
Well, so I think he was a Taltos hybrid because they crossbred with humans. Okay. And I guess that's where they get their powers from. The Taltos. Yeah. A lifespan of a Taltos is unknown, but they may be several thousand years old. They're commonly killed either by their own naivety or by humans.
Right.
But I love that they just get kind of stupid. And they're like, I'm dead now.
So
Not
silly.
to be confused with the Replomoids, who are
Just make them demons. It's so easy.
No, Lena. It's very funny that the vampires are spirits that are actually Replomoids made by bird people. That's what we need. I swear to God, we better get a fucking parrot on someone's head going, rah! And Lestat going, ah, what are you?
So I understand, like, I'm a writer, and I understand you get to a point where you're like, the well feels like it's running dry. And so I need to get, but I'm just saying, like, there's a moment where you've gone off.
I haven't physically gotten there, but I guess at some point Anne Rice is like, I want to write about Atlantis. And someone went, you got to do another Vampire Chronicles. And she went, our boy Lestat's going under the sea, baby. Let's
exactly.
Yeah, space parrots. All right, in the chat, let me know. Do you want the space parrots to show up in one of these shows? Obviously, you can't do the space parrots right away. You got to do the Replomoids and then the space parrots. Let me know if you want space parrots. Anyway,
it reminds me of like the end of It when you read the book and they're like, but Pennywise is actually just like a space god who looks like a spider and rides the back of a turtle. You're like, okay.
Well, he doesn't ride the back. He's enemies of the
universe
turtle.
Is on the yes.
The turtle is one of the 7 protectors of the beam.
What do you mean? Why is he not just a scary clown?
My favorite is at the very end of the It novel. Go back and watch our What is the Best It. There's another god in Stephen King's universe, but in It, he didn't have a name yet. It comes in the Dark Tower. There's just like, eventually they leave, and then like God is like, good job killing that thing for me, kids. And they're like, what the fuck was that? And there's just a random voice that goes, good job. And you're like, Jesus? And then eventually Stephen King's like, nah, that's a different space, man.
I mean, who am I to speak for Stephen King? But I think that's what happens when you do a lot of coke when you're writing.
Why is no one taking a picture of, why is no one drawn the parents, the parrot people? I just found a picture of Anne Rice with Pumpkinhead. What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, I guess at some point Anne Rice took a picture with the Pumpkinhead puppet. Anyway,
back to the witches. We're in Scotland.
So yeah, they decide, they realize that they're in Scotland with Cortland's secret other family. Mm-hmm. Julian had another family, and he erased Cortland's brain. And this is where they kind of realized like Cortland was kind of forced into mating with what's her face, or maybe he wasn't even in control of his body when it happened.
Yeah,
it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, his brother and their family, the Michaelmas, or at least that's the town that they're in. They have
Michaelmas is the name of the festival that they're having.
Yes.
Oh
yeah, the town is called something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have Lasher. And or Ashler, as he's now known, he's remembering some of his previous life. They want him to mate with another Taltos that they have. It's the only thing he can mate with that it won't kill. And they will have a whole progeny of kids who will grow really, really fast. And then you learn that they're going to eat these fucking kids and kill them during this festival. And Rowan's like, shit, that's my son. I can't have that. So then there's a big fight at the end. Lasher dies, and then he gets brought back to life, and then he dies again.
Yeah.
People are dying left and right. Julian takes over Cortland's body. He goes into Cortland's body because he wants to live forever. So he kind of had this all planned out, that it was like one really long con to bring Lasher into the world so he can then, I think he wanted to go into Lasher maybe.
So Lasher can mate, they could have the babies, and when you eat the babies, you get the powers of the Taltos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then again, he wanted to be in his son's body because his son cannot die. So yeah, very, very complicated ending. And then she gets superpowers. She gets even more powerful. And then she has to erase her boyfriend's brain. And Cyprian's like, well, I exist, I think. I guess I'll do more Talamasca shit. And then she goes home. She's like, well, I got to pull those friends of ours out of the fucking dimension. And that's where it ends.
Yep. And now Cyprian is in charge of the New Orleans house of the Talamasca.
Yes. Very complicated season. It's a very complicated show. Obviously with long books, it's good to make it into a series, but I feel like you need it multiple seasons to cover one of these books. It's just there's just way too much happening. She remains to be good. Cortland is great. I did like Ted Levine as Julian. He was really good. And I actually like Lasher this season. Yeah. I didn't buy him as a bad guy, but I really like him here. And we learned that the Taltos were manipulated. Like Lasher didn't start off as evil. He was kind of manipulating to being evil. But yeah, he's way better this season. It's just kind of like the sad lost little witch boy.
How about the wedding scene where they have the female Taltos and the male Taltos?
They have to keep them separated because they just want to mate. And then when they cut the rope,
do, and they slam together and the drape drops and they go
the curtain goes down because they know they're going to bang just right then and there. How did you feel about this season? Are you excited for the third season coming out?
No. I'll watch it, but I'm not. I was so underwhelmed. And I think that it's way too complicated. It doesn't need to be this complicated. And I feel like I wish I could tell you if you read the book, it would make more sense. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm just like, I'm so confused by where they're going with all of this.
Yeah. She's just going to get more powers, I guess.
For what?
I don't know. know.
The whole thing, I was just like, I even texted you many times like this. I'm having trouble pushing through on this one.
Again, thank God she's pretty, but it's almost not worth it. I mean, I'm in it now.
Ted Levine was great.
Yeah.
Harry Hamlin was great. And I think that she is doing the best she can with the material.
Yeah.
But it just feels like schizophrenic. It just feels like it's all over the place.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Talamasca stuff. Almost
they've tried so hard.
Almost as if there's so much Talamasca stuff in this that you don't need a spin-off show because we're already getting it in this. Cut to the short-lived Anne Rice's Talamasca: The Secret Order show, which only lasted 6 episodes and was canceled.
Longest episodes of my life.
So this is not based on any kind of book.
Nope.
This is a show that connects the universe. So it's kind of like in the superhero world, it's kind of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. connected the MCU until it didn't. Or actually, there's a member of the cast in this, but like CW's Legends of Tomorrow was the show made up of characters from the other shows, and they would all cross over. So I think AMC was like, we need a big Talamasca show that we can explore all these other different creatures and do all this fun stuff. So this story is about a guy named Guy who can read people's minds, even vampires. He gets recruited by the Talamasca. He gets introduced to Jason Schwartzman vampire. They managed to get Jason Schwartzman for 1 episode. So he is now confirmed that, supernatural exists. The Talamasca has been pushing him his whole life. They found the right adopted mother to take care of him. They added chapters in the interview with the vampire to specifically get him to do stuff. We learned that from Daniel, who does show up in this. And he's like, the Talamasca made me put that in there. They published the book. Yeah. So their whole thing is that they're watched and they're always there. And they're not really supposed to
like they watch, but they don't get involved. But every episode is them getting involved.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like it's kind of like whatever original plan this organization has, it's been corrupted. Well, Raglan James is in there, and if you know the book, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
So I think that's the whole thing. Like the Talamasca is not really doing what it should be doing. They're more manipulating things, which ties into Vampire Lestat at some point.
Sure.
But we learn that the big MacGuffin in this is the 725.
The 752.
752.
All of their knowledge ever that's been written is somehow put into one book.
Yeah, or multiple, or they think it's a book.
They think
But
it's a book.
basically, there was a big warehouse, the big house where they had, there's multiple Talamasca houses. And in the 70s, one of them was burned down.
Mhm.
So much of their information is gone, but it was backed up in something called the 752 or 725.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Which we believe is a book until the end.
Yes.
Yes.
And in search of this book is a vampire who I'm sure has a name, but played by William Fichtner, who's awesome. I loved him in this. He was so great. He has an army of revenant vampires.
So that part I was like, that's he trained them with the clickers that you use with the dogs.
He's purposely breeding like brain dead revenant vampires. Like he's giving they're establishing here that a vampire can like make weaker vampires. They can purposely, I don't know how it works. Maybe they don't give them all their blood or whatever. But like a vampire can like limit how much a fledgling can do if they want. So he's just making these basically brain dead soldiers who at one point sneak into a house and just kill other vampires. It's awesome.
Crazy.
Guy has a handler played by this lady who is Vixen in CW's Legends of Tomorrow. And Raglan James even shows up doing off the book stuff. He learns that all of his assignments he's doing are off the books. Basically, the girl who recruited him is looking for her twin sister who's missing. And it can't possibly be this lady that he runs into who hangs out with witches because she's young, unless she was a secret vampire.
Of course. Yeah.
Also, this lady has an unfortunate haircut and talked funny.
Yeah.
And that is Talamasca
So
the Secret Order. Turns out the 752 was the secret vampire sister we met along the way. How did you feel about the show?
Yeah. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was only 6 episodes. It was like, if it weren't for this live, I would not have finished it. No. And part of that is knowing that it was canceled made it hard to really get into it because I was like, what's the point? Mm-hmm. But I did not care about anybody in the show. I thought Jasper, the vampire that was training the revenants, I thought that was like a clever idea that we could play around with, an army of revenants. But that didn't really go anywhere. I did not care at all about the main character. He was like hunting for his mom, who he thought was dead, but it turns out she's in hiding. And I just was like, I just did not connect to it at all. I didn't think it was necessary. And I thought it was very obvious when you were watching it that it was created to just try and get another show.
Yeah, the good thing about Mayfair and Interview with the Vampire, like, you don't really have to know what's going on in one or the other. Like, this feels like a very old, but like, we're still, I mean, everyone loves shared universes. Studios still want their shared universe. But one of the problems we discover with shared universe, like Marvel and stuff, they eventually became like homework. And even like the CW shows I was talking about, like Flash, Arrow, and all those, eventually they were so interconnected that like you had to know what was going on in other shows, which is why I stopped reading comic books, by the way, because there were all these big crossover events. I'm like, I have to know what's going on in 4 other things. They're trying to do that, which this would have been a good idea 10 years ago. It's too late to do a thing like this now. Also, I don't think the shows are popular enough to have a show that connects all the shared universe. It's also not based on any of her books. And the other problem is that we're already getting a lot of Talamasca stuff in Mayfair Witches.
Correct.
I mean, it's a good idea on paper. And here's the thing. I actually didn't hate this show. I thought it was perfectly okay. Misguided. It shouldn't exist. Or at least not now. Maybe if this universe is able to sustain and other shows end up being big hits, maybe then you do that. But I thought it was easy to follow. Way easier to follow than Mayfair Witches, where I'm like, okay, he's a what now? There were less characters to follow, even though, like you said, they're not the most interesting. But honestly, that vampire Jasper was just so cool. He kind of like made the whole show.
Yeah, I did.
And I wouldn't mind to see where it went. But yeah, I think they had too much like, well, this will definitely get another season. I'm like, or maybe it won't. Maybe you want to make this a little self-contained.
To me, it just felt dry. It just felt dry. It felt lackluster. I was cracking up because this is like a secret society, right? But I feel like everybody was telling everybody else that they were part of the secret society.
Yeah.
You know? Like everybody's just like the worst.
Well, even the witch lady he hooks up with is like, I'm a witch. It's like, oh, you are?
Like, nobody in the show keeps a secret. Nobody. So, yeah.
Also, he has to learn to be a spy, and he learns how to be a spy in like 2 days. He's like, I learned
it. That's right. Yes, that's right. They're like, we're going to give you what usually takes 4 years in 4 days. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And also, I get, so Talamasca, it's like, all right, maybe we'll explore other things. And they just go, vampires. I'm like, well, we're already getting vampires in another one of your shows. Maybe 1 or 2. We went really heavy on vampires. Okay.
Again. Yep. Yeah.
What about those parrot people? Which for some reason, no one has made fan art of.
Maybe that was season 2, but it never made it.
We need those parrot people. I need them. Yeah. I need them.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're real. This is what I saw on Wikipedia. I assume they are. I'll find out. I thought it was okay. It was just misguided. It should not. Not now. Maybe after Vampire Lestat. Because people like these shows, but I don't think they're like gigantic, really. I think they do okay.
And I think the core audience is the people who are Anne Rice fans. And this is just created. And like, so with the witch books are a prime example, and we see them in the Vampire Chronicles as well. It's like the Talamasca kind of weaves in and out. So we like get their files on different things, and that's how we get a little bit of backstory on people. But I just don't think it needed to be its own thing.
Yeah. And they implied at the end that Talamasca is going to make way more vampires. Which I think is going to play into Queen of the Damned. I don't know if any of these characters will ever show up. I would love to see Jasper show up in something, even if he's not in the books. It'd be cool to have him, just because
this is the whole great vampire conversion thing, which we get into stat.
Yeah. But no, the show, it's all right. I understand why they canceled it.
Sure, I do too.
I would have made it a limited series, and if it did well, maybe come back with it. But they tried. I think this was an experiment. Can we do something that's not strictly based off a book? Turns out they can't. Out they can't. And again, that lady's just that's a very unfortunate haircut.
Yeah, it really is.
Next up, I apparently got the Spanish image. El Vampiro Lestat.
Yes. Muy caliente.
So, Interview with the Vampire comes back, and I kind of like, I don't know if other shows have done this, where they're like, well, can't really call it Interview with the Vampire anymore, because this one's The Vampire Lestat. They're like, let's just rename the show. And I love that it starts with Daniel Malloy going, previously on the show called Interview with the Vampire.
Yes. They know what they're doing. And the way they announced it at San Diego Comic-Con was at this big panel. And they said the 3rd season will officially be called The Vampire Lestat. And Jacob Anderson pretends to get offended and get up and storm out. And it was all so well done. The way they did it was so well done. And they really are playing to what they're doing, which is each book.
Yes. Thank God they didn't combine it with Queen of the Damned.
I know.
Because that was a bad idea. So the Vampire Lestat, although they did add a lot. So the Vampire Lestat book is basically Lestat just telling his backstory. His side of
it,
and then leading up to where he is now, getting ready for a big concert because he's a rock star.
Yes.
And this show does kind of do that. So Louis and Lestat got back together. They were friendly again. And then he goes, hey, what's this Interview with the Vampire book? And Louis like,
oh, good. He gets a text or a tweet or something. And he was like, do you know about a book called The Vampire? Yeah.
No, they've now broken up again. And it is funny because Vampire. Yeah.
Go.
No, the Vampire Lestat book is hilarious. I was laughing when it starts. He's like, hi, I'm the Vampire Lestat. That Louis is a real asshole. I never kill bad people. He's like, I never kill good people. That person he said I killed, that was a murderer. Just take my word for it. You never know if he's lying. And I love that it shows him going through the book going like, what the fuck is
lies. And it was so good because we've all been in that place of reading what an ex wrote about us and being like, what? That, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? That never happened. And like drawing in it and scratching stuff. It was so good.
Yeah, so I really, really enjoy that. And by the way, thank God he's the main character now.
Yeah, so good.
He's just so much more entertaining than Louis. And I'm
So
like, oh,
good.
thank God.
So good.
So yeah, then during his rage, he starts a band.
Yep.
Where I think originally their music wakes him up, or maybe I'm just remembering the movie version, but I like this. He just goes across the street. He's like, your music sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Let's start a band.
He like talks about how he's living in this apartment in Montreal, and it's not that bad, except for the fact that there's this horrible garage band across the street.
Yeah.
And he deals with it and he deals with it and he deals with it. But I guess the book set him off. So now he's pissed off. So he like goes across the street and he's like, you're killing her. And he's talking about the guitar. And yeah, very, very good. Very good.
So yeah, he starts a band and not everyone believes he's a vampire. He's claiming he is. They think it's from the book. Dan Malloy is back. He is now doing a documentary continuing the adventures. And this is when I found out that he is replacing David Talbot, who is the older Talamasca guy from the Mayfair, or not from the Body Thief.
Yeah.
Who I had to text you. Apparently, I don't know what happens in the later books, but apparently fans end up hating that character.
Okay.
Because
I don't remember.
Apparently he becomes a vampire or something, and then he does some really shitty things. And then I was learning all this on Reddit, and I'm like, well, of course, Reddit's complaining. They act like these characters are real. Yeah. But apparently enough people hate the David Talbot character that in this show, they made a point to say that he died off screen and was never introduced.
Yeah.
And of course, Daniel Malloy is now merged with that character. So I'll find out what he did that was bad.
Okay.
So yeah, he's doing this. And then we get to meet Lestat's mother, Gabrielle.
Wait, really quick. They have found a body double that looks just like him, but is like kind of ugly, and he's from the Balkans.
His teeth are a little messed up.
So they put a wig on him and send him out to like eat food and be seen out in public, so that people won't realize that Lestat is really a vampire.
Yeah. Yeah. But we find Gabrielle, who was a character I was excited to see.
Yeah.
But since these versions of the vampires have sex, I had to watch Lestat have sex with his mom.
I love the way they addressed it, though. Lestat's like, you guys are being very good about the whole vampire incest.
Oh, his narration is so much more entertaining. And I love that he'll like talk about gross stuff. He's like, yeah, Louis didn't tell you that we pee, do we? We don't do it all the time, but it's a lot of blood. Yeah. It's kind of gross.
They pee urine, so they have to take in like Gatorades and stuff to rinse out the urinals.
So yeah, Gabrielle shows up. We find out that was his mother in life, and he turned her afterwards, and they also killed their whole family. So they ended up not doing the Marquise, him being too afraid to kill his dad. They had her kill him. I'll talk more about Gabrielle in a second, but yeah, she's back in his life, along with the tour, because he needed her help. People are trying to kill him. This Fang gang is trying to kill him. We get to see moments from Interview with the Vampire done again from Lestat's point of view, showing that these fuckers are lying. Like Armand was like, we were so in love. And then we see it from his point of view where he's like, fuck you. And then also his mom was there the whole time. And then
Armand is like, I love you. And Lestat's like, oh God.
Yeah. And then we even get this big part. I know Queen of the Damned, she was introduced in the second book. And we get to see that. We get to see Lestat with those who must be kept, including Akasha.
Yep.
Who will have a bigger part next season.
So we also get to meet Marius. We get to meet Magnus.
Yep. Marius, Magnus. They go
excellent.
The wolves that he fought, all the stuff from the book.
Yep.
It's changed. I think in the book, he's only with Akasha for a few days, and they change it to like 10 years. Meanwhile, so all that stuff is kind of in the book. Obviously, because this is a TV show, they don't want to do what the book did, which is just kind of forget Louis. And they're like, I guess we'll give Louis something to do. And it's basically the Talamasca is basically getting him to do hits. They have him take down the Fang Gang, who is led by that prick Bruce.
So
he finally gets revenge on Bruce and even reads Claudia's stuff as he's killing him.
To Bruce. Yep.
Yeah. And then because they ended that plot line a little too quick, they're like, what else can we have Louis do? And they're like, what if he finds a reincarnation of Claudia?
Yeah.
And then tries to get her to be the new Claudia. Also, I forgot to mention, Lestat is seeing his muses, which are just spirits of people that he killed, or like former fledglings and whatnot.
Oh, yes.
Kind of
the night that he fed on the LSD blood or
Baby Jinx
he was on, and he was like high the whole night, and he was like seeing muses, and he was was such a great shot.
He briefly killed her and got to see her soul in the air.
Yeah.
And then eventually bring her back to life, but he's just like, souls? What? And then like for whatever reason, souls of those past people start like kind of coming in and interacting with him. Which is kind of cool because if the book was about him reflecting on his life, that's a fun way to still have a story in the present. And
the casting for Magnus was so good.
Yeah, so Magnus was cool.
Yeah.
And that's a great scene where because he kind of like he's like, Magnus is like a fanboy, whatnot, but then it's when Louis is killing Bruce and talking about the rape, and then we see Lestat being turned, and it's kind of like symbolic of that, like it was taken from him against his will.
Yeah,
that was a really good scene. They even meet Merrick, who is a witch.
Yeah, Merrick shows up. Yes.
Who is a witch who I know the Merrick book is a book that bridges the Mayfair Witches and the Vampire Chronicles. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yep.
They do a seance to talk to Claudia
back.
And Claudia gives them a piece of her mind.
Yep.
And then toward the end of the series, they get decapitated by Armand and Malloy.
Over so much, but it is.
Well, here's the thing. Armand, he feels kind of sorry for being a prick, and he's doing the 12 steps. And he's trying to make amends with people. And it turns out he's been in love with Daniel all this time. Or at least that's what he's saying to Daniel.
That's not real. I think he's been in love with Lestat this entire time. I think everything has been about Lestat.
But the whole thing is like he wants to make amends, but no one wants to listen to him. So he's like, all right, well, I'm going to cut their heads off so they listen to me. And he just really wants Louis to forgive him and apologize.
Yes.
Literally, Louis like, I'm sorry that Louis won't apologize for a lot of stuff, but he'll be like, I'm sorry that I said I loved you. I didn't.
He said Lestat was my one and only. He's the love of my life. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's never going to change.
And Armand is making like a bunch of like followers. There's all this like Armand told the truth or whatever. And he's getting people to kill themselves. He gets one of the band members to kill themselves. At some point, there's a shooting. Someone tries to kill Lestat. So the world who doesn't think Lestat's really a vampire thinks he's dead. And then he secretly is recording his album. That'll be like his masterpiece about his whole life. And those scenes are really cool because he's just like, because like human music isn't doing it enough. And he's just like, I need to be in pain. So there's this great segment where he has to keep going into the sunlight to sing to get the words just right. And he's on fire and he keeps doing it over and over again.
Oh yeah, because he wants to get the scream. He wants to get this like scream. So he keeps exposing himself to the sun to record him in agony. Yes.
And then the show's finale is Lestat dying. So because they have the blood of Akasha, they're able to sustain and live. They'll eventually die, but they're living longer. He's dying and he gets to meet all his former fledglings and all the people
he's like killed. At a dining room table with his mother, Antoinette, Louis, Marius or Magnus is there.
Maria shows up eventually, but not Claudia. She refused to be there.
Yes, and it's like him talking through everything, and it was such a good scene. And then the table turns into his last concert, and in the concert is all the people he's ever murdered. So we get to see like the porter from the train in the first season of Interview, all these people, and then Paul shows up. So that means when he told Louis I had nothing to do with Paul's death, that was a lie.
Because it's never flat out said, at least in Interview with the Vampire, that Louis was Lestat was kind of responsible, but it's kind of suggested that it might have been.
So when Paul showed up, I was like, there it is.
Yeah. But then he ends up not going to heaven. By the way, I love when Paul goes, it's like, I want you to thank you for loving my brother. And he goes, still wish you were a woman. Because again, he's a very devout Christian.
I still wish you were a woman, but
I would have preferred if you were a woman. And then Lestat even goes like, so do I.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put his head back on. And then the show ends. We forgot to mention the show begins with an auction of all of Lestat's recordings.
Tell me it wasn't amazing when the first cabinet was like
lights on fire. Which
He's
is
like,
what that Banksy guy did. He sold a painting and then shredded it.
And then he lights it on fire.
Yeah. So it begins, and you see Armand has an eye patch. Louis is limping. So something's happened. Lestat is dead. And these are all like his recordings and everything. But it wakes up with him about to do the concert with the vampires. Now, some of the vampires are pro being exposed, and others do not want to be, and they are ready to kill.
Oh yeah, and what we didn't explain was the great conversion means the tipping point where the world now has more vampires than humans.
Yes.
And we are getting to that tipping point where that is what's going to
and I think what the hell was that?
Oh, ghost.
Oh no, I think someone dropped something. Yes, we learned that the Talamasca wants this. So the Talamasca saves Louis and Lestat and puts their heads back on because they want this to happen. They want this to go through, which was hinted in the Talamasca show where they have
and
Jasper
also I don't know if we said this, but Daniel was helping Armand chop their heads off and kill them.
Because he's got the whole, and I love that Armand, again, who's never made a fledgling before, he's like, how come sometimes I only see you? He's like, it might be a psychic link. I don't really know how it works. I never did.
Yeah, you're my only. Yeah.
So yeah, then it ends with him about to do the show, and then it skips to him recording, going in the sunlight, and like the city's kind of devastated. So it kind of skipped over the concert massacre, and I think we're to assume that he is at that point with Akasha, who will come back to life.
So this is what we'll now see in the next season.
Yeah. What did you think of the Vampire Lestat?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. To me, it was the payoff for sticking it out through the first 2 seasons. It felt to me like the payoff. And I was watching an interview with Jacob and Sam, and Jacob was saying that because he knew that this season was Louis through Lestat's eyes, that he subtly changed his performance to take on a little bit of Lestat's mannerisms and his way
he's killing all the vampire gang. He's pretty much Lestat at that point.
It's so good. And so to me, and I loved that in the beginning, Lestat is texting and it says like toi and moi. And you think he's texting Lestat only to reveal it's Gabriella and their whole relationship. And I loved the way that Lestat and Louis interacted with each other. The scene where Lestat, I think it's the second to last episode, where Lestat is like, oh, Louis finds out that Lestat's banging his mom.
Yeah.
And he's like horrified and upset. And Lestat is like, are you kidding me? After everything.
He's like, we're unnatural beings.
Like he starts like freaking out and he's like, I held your hand. Well, and walked in to see a waitress who looked like our dead daughter to help you work through something while I myself am barely hanging on and I can't do this anymore. And that whole scene, I was just like, it was so powerful. The acting was so powerful. The chemistry, it was like the payoff of getting to this point.
It was very good. Again, Lestat being in charge now.
Yes.
Definite improvement. In the books too. Definite improvement. But yeah, I like revisiting stuff from different points of view. That was really good. I love the Claudia seance where she's basically like, I hate it, both of you, to be honest.
I hate you. You won't let me go. You have like changed all of the memories. I hate you.
And then she was kind of manipulative too. She talks about the train incident didn't happen the way she described it. She's like, I knew you would fall for that, Louis. I knew you would do this.
They're all liars, all of them.
Yeah. And then Armand, what a real prick.
Armand is a piece of shit.
He's been doing this long con this whole time. just to fuck with them. Like
Piece
even
of
the
shit.
girl that he gets to act as his daughter, the new
Yep.
Claudia, was set up by Armand.
Oh, that's the thing. So he meets the waitress and says $10,000, or she's like $10,000, and I will pretend to be her. And so Louis like, done. I'll write the check right now. And then come to find out that Armand found her and put her in place for this to happen. Armand has been behind all of this, and all of it is because Lestat doesn't love him. That's what this whole thing is about. You're just like, you gotta be kidding. Somebody please kill him.
Yeah. Well, they can't. They got to do the Vampire Armand book at some point.
Yeah.
Or he'll tell his whole story.
And Daniel, I loved Daniel up until the last couple episodes, and I was like, you bastard.
Yeah. I really like Akasha's stuff. Although this is Lena, there's one good thing Queen of the Damned, the movie, did. In the book, Akasha is described as almost like inhumanly white and super pale with like hard skin. And how the movie got around it, they basically showed like in her statue form, she is pure white.
Correct.
And then would turn into Aaliyah.
Yes.
I was hoping they would do that, but like with modern effects, you could keep the statue look a lot longer. And so I was fine if like she drank blood would then turn normal, but then she just kind of looks like generic gray statue monster. I'm like, I kind of wanted like the kind of porcelain white inhuman thing. Because Akasha and Enkel, the first two vampires, they're like vampires are only like 6,000 years old, but like at some point, it's not really clear. At some point, I guess they just became just fed up with everything and kind of go into a comatose state. Like their skin gets too hard and everything. They don't need blood as much. But then also it's kind of like other vampires took advantage of that and keep them like sort of sedated, kind of. But I loved Akasha with like Lestat. Like I love that Marius is like, they barely talk to me, and then she talks to him right away.
It's like, I left you alone, and what did you do? I like that her finger was like tapping along with the music, and I like.
I was hoping. I mean, you don't really have to do a lot with Enkel because he just dies. But I was hoping they would do the scene where Enkel tries to kill Lestat.
They made
and the one biggest missed opportunity. They talk about it, but I wish we saw the calamity. So. Akasha being the source for all vampires because she's merged with the spirit who hates them, and they better not make Akasha sympathetic because she is the worst. And I have a feeling they're going to be like, she was just misunderstood. I'm like, no, she was the worst. Because she is the source of all vampires. They're all connected to her. Correct. At some point, it wasn't Marius, it was like an elder, I think. I guess was tired of just having to watch them and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna put him in the sun.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And like half the world's vampires burned.
Yeah, pretty much every young vampire just incinerated. Yes. The older ones all got horribly burned and had to like shield themselves. Yeah. And Akasha and Enkel just got a little tan.
I think
like, they just be in the sunlight for a while.
Mention it in the show, right? Where he's like,
they mentioned it. I'm like, oh man, that was such a cool part of the book. Yeah, because by the way, when that happens, it's years before Lestat. But then Lestat's like, yes, I remember when that happened, and me and my mom had to jump into a bog. I'm like, well, that would have been cool to see all the vampires around the world burning up.
Yeah.
But I guess they didn't do it. But I am excited for her to come back and do all the Queen of the Damned shit.
I am too.
She's just such a bad guy. Like,
and I love that little thing they added with Gabrielle taking like 9-year-old Lestat to see a bunch of witches be burned.
Yes. Like, and I love when he's telling the story. Oh, that's a great moment where he's being interviewed by Daniel.
Yes.
And he thinks he's getting this great interview, but then he psychically tricked Daniel. They just stood in. He was like in a different
It was all up here. That was so good because he like cried and everything.
But I love when he's I love when he's talking about the witch burning. Because he's all like, I think the two actually were witches, but the other ones were just totally innocent.
Yeah, and he was like, that girl comes to play at our house. How can you let this happen?
Yeah. Now, how did you feel about Gabrielle?
Are we talking
I didn't
about...
like her. I didn't
You didn't like her?
Because in the book, she's a hippie. Like, in the book, once she gets these powers and learns enough about it, she kind of leaves Lestat. But, like, she doesn't interact with the human or vampire world. She's like so into nature. She just goes into the she still loves Lestat and she returns when he needs help. But I guess they wanted to make her more of a character, but like this version of Gabrielle is just so
the reason that The reason that I'm willing to ride with it is because I think this version of Gabriella explains a lot about Lestat.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that
Yeah.
she uses sexuality and manipulation and lies and bends the
Yeah.
truth, that's what Lestat does. And so you
Yeah.
watch what she does, and then you're like, well, now it all makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of wanted the Forrest hippie thing.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I came back to save my baby boy. Now I'm gonna go hug a tree. Bye.
No, no.
Like I think I think
Go ahead.
Body Thief, he's like, yeah, I don't even know where Gabrielle is somewhere.
Yeah. I was kind of like rooting for them too when they went back and killed their whole family because their family was very unlikable.
Yeah, kind of.
I was like, good for you, girl. Good for you.
We even get to see Lestat's first love, Nick.
Oh yeah,
Nicky.
Nicholas de la Font. Yeah,
and then this is where we see where they're like, you can't just make anyone a vampire. They can't handle it.
Correct, because they talk about it a lot, but we don't get to see it too much. That like not everybody survives the turn.
No,
because it's not for everybody.
And I love that he yells at Magnus when he's in the afterworld sort of thing.
Yeah.
He's like, and fuck you. What was even the point of all of this? Why did Magnus change him and then just kill himself?
I'm telling you, Sam Reed should win all the awards for this season.
He was great. This is a great direction for the series to go. And I really want to see what the aftermath. I really want to see what that fucking concert brawl is going to look like.
I'm very, very excited for the next season. And can we just say the music?
Yeah, the songs are great.
I loved it. And the scene of him singing that slow song just for Louis and Gabriella, that's essentially about Claudia, the stained glass eyes. I cried. I cried.
I didn't cry because I'm a man.
Wow.
But that would be if I was like a Joey C or something, I might have cried. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because they're like showing the snippets, because remember he even says like she looked at me like she was calling out for me to save her. And like that's what I'll always remember is her hoping that I'm going to save her.
Which I do think they're skipping ahead a little bit, because that's how like Body Thief opens. He's like hallucinating seeing Claudia and he thinks her spirit's talking to him.
Yep.
So they skipped ahead to that. And Raglan James is there. So he's definitely gonna do something. I'm on board now. The first season was a little bumpy. I'm now on board with this. I don't know if they're gonna cross over with Mayfair Witches. Maybe if they get to that book. How many books are there in the Vampire Chronicles?
That's a really good question. I don't know. But I will be watching the second The Queen of the Dam drops. I don't know if I'll be watching Mayfair Witches season 3 like the moment it comes out. I'm sure I'll eventually watch it. But
well, obviously we 13 books. 13 books. You think we're gonna get 13? He's gonna age eventually. You think we're gonna get 13 seasons?
Yeah.
Blood Communion, a Tale of Prince Lestat.
I remember reading, I think the last one I read was Prince Lestat, which was
2014. Man, she was really just, it's funny. There's like a 10-year break between Interview and Vampire, and then she was just chugging them out like crazy.
Good for her. I'm trying to write book 6, and I'm like, I'm burned out, man.
Did you put a dragon in it yet?
There you go. Let me write that down. Dragon.
I told you this. You were talking. I'm like, put a dragon in it.
Okay, you got it.
Just introduce dragons.
You got it. I'll figure it out.
And then also, the vampires once had a pact with the dragons. There's dragons, by the way.
And also, there's half dragon, half vampires.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best.
Yeah. So, are we agreeing that Vampire Lestat was the best?
Well, yes, I guess we're at that time. What is the best show in Anne Rice's Immortal universe?
Yeah,
I guess technically it's Interview with the Vampire, but specifically the Vampire Lestat season is the best.
I agree 1,000%. And I was so excited when you texted me and you said, "Okay, I'm ready for the Vampire Lestat." I was like, "Ooh," because
the worst. As pretty as she is, Mayfair Witches is just a kind of a jumbled mess.
I have to say Talamasca. I could have smashed my face against a wall. I was so bored. At least with the Mayfair Witches, I was like, there's a lot of people. There's a lot happening. The witchy stuff.
I want to spin off of Cortland with Jasper from Talamasca, and they go on adventures together, and they're best friends.
They're best friends. Road trip. They buy an old RV and they just travel the country.
But yeah, I would say check out these shows. I know I am a hypocrite because I did not give these shows a chance until we did this. But give them a chance. If you like the books, obviously they're gonna make changes. I didn't agree with all the changes. I don't like Gabrielle in these, but it's fine. It's fine.
So what I like about this is it is going to bring the books back, because the people in between seasons are going to go read the books. And so I like that after 50 years, these books are now, Interview with the Vampire is going to make a comeback. People are going to start reading them again. And I like that. It's keeping Anne Rice alive. So I'm down. Yeah.
And real quick. Hold on. Just because I keep talking about them.
What?
Let's read. The parents. The parents are bird-like alien species from the planet Bravenna, first introduced in Prince Lestat and the realms of Atlantis. The parents are responsible for the creation of replomoids, the abduction and augmentation of the human Amel, and the destruction of the city of Atlatiana. The species is known only as the parents, the name they are called by, the replomoids. The parents are very tall and thin with large white faces, glossy black eyes, and beaks. Their hands are large and white, about 12 inches from palm to fingertip, with 5 fingers on each hand. And their legs are long and slightly bent. They are covered in feathers of various colors and have folded wings on their back. The parents have an extreme dislike for mammals and create video streams from broadcasting points on Earth to observe humans, who they view as an evolutionary mistake. According to the parents, mammals were not intended to evolve to higher levels of intelligence, and the cruelty and destruction they cause by humans and their emotions is unique within the known universe, or the realm of worlds.
Wow.
Amel, a human augmented by the parents with the same technology used to create the replomoids originally sent to Earth to unleash a plague. So there's a plague, rebelled against the parents and speculated on their true motives. Amel theorized that the collection of video streams from Earth documenting human emotions of grief and anger and sorrow in some way delight or literally provide fuel for the parents and other non-mammal. Oh, so there's more. There's other non-mammal higher species.
Perfect.
It is also speculated that the concept of a higher god, which the parents refer to as the maker, so there's something above the parents called the maker, was planted or encouraged on Earth so humans would justify and not seek to end cycles of suffering. We got to get to that season, Lena. I need a whole season.
I think you need to write that movie.
AMC, hire me to do Anne Rice's The Bird People of Bravenna. And it's just bird people going like squawk, and they like what? You know what? It's just bird people sitting around watching the previous seasons of all the shows, and they talk about it.
I just imagine them. They're in the writer's room at AMC, and they're like, "How do we make that sexy?"
Lena, imagine us right now talking about the show, but we're bird people going quack, 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 and that's the whole show.
This is amazing.
Lestat's dancing, and then a bird guy goes, "Wah!"
It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but it's just
it's just bird call.
I'd watch that.
And then every once in a while, they make a replomoid. Lena, did you want to know what a replomoid is?
Wow. I'm so glad.
So that is it. Let's get through these super chats, shall we? Right. Oh my God, Daniel Fall gifted 5 Hack the Movies membership. That means 5 people have now gotten a Hack the Movies membership, which is equivalent of the $2 tier on Patreon. I hope you're enjoying all the bonus videos. Go to the membership tab and then just have yourself a field day.
I think there's stuff with you and I in there. I think we have.
Yes. Of course, we all know Nosferatu by Werner Herzog. We did the very canon sequel.
That sequel.
Nosferatu in Venice. He had more work to do, and he had to do it in Italy. So check that out. Yeah. Daniel Fall for $2 again.
Daniel
I'm
Fall.
here for what? Fang guy. Well, he's lucky he gifted memberships, but I will be blocking him. And AJ Wizzle for more of his $2 godless communist money. What is everyone's favorite Twilight? And he spelled it with a U. because he's European. What's your favorite Twilight, Lena?
I have to pick one.
I know they're all your favorite, probably.
Yeah, I hate those movies so much. I think if I have to watch any of them, I would watch the first one again.
I think I might have watched the first 3, but I only remember the first one, so I can't answer.
Yeah.
I can't answer. I didn't actually enjoy the first one.
Yeah,
they were very bad.
Yeah, my oldest daughter's never seen them, and we keep saying like, there's a day we have to sit down and watch them because I just feel like everyone has to suffer through them at some point. But
Lena, are you saying what is the worst Twilight movie episode in the future? Is that what you're implying here, Lena?
Write that down. Write that down. I will do it for you, and I'll come in costume, and I'll do the Kristen Stewart.
I'm just gonna wear the Robert Pattinson Batman costume.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just gonna do that. I'll just dress up as Robert Pattinson in different movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. If there's any last minute super chats, get them in. Let me check Twitch. Let me see here. Oh, on Twitch, Dave B 2988, he resubscribed on Twitch, and he's saying his tagline, "Mommy milkers."
Nice. Didn't he jump on for our obsession one?
He did. The obsession was the first time I've ever actually seen
like,
what
wait,
he looked like.
Are you the Mommy Milkers guy? And I was like, what is
he was the Mommy Milkers guy. And speaking of, we're just going to throw that up on screen for him.
All right.
You know what's funny? Lauren keeps trying to find people she thinks is hotter than Sydney Sweeney. She doesn't do a good job. But I did send her this. There's literally a scene in White Lotus where Sydney Sweeney is jealous of her. And Lauren Soder said she is a 7.
What's a 10?
I don't know, but I responded to Lauren, "Shut up, you 4."
Yeah. So first off, I will never agree with you on the Sydney Sweeney thing. I hate her. So every time you talk about
Lena went through a tunnel. Can you believe that? She just went through a tunnel. I can't believe it. Any last minute super shut your mouth.
Sorry.
Lena, yes. I gotta read the Rumble rants. Okay. None.
Perfect.
But yes, I guess that's it from us. Lena, what do you have coming up on your channel? You just did talk about Castlevania. You went down a Castlevania rabbit hole.
So we know this well. Sometimes you're so peer pressured and harassed to cover something. You're like, fine. So I covered all 4 seasons of Netflix's Castlevania. They are all out on my channel now. So now they'll have to come up with something new to harass me to cover. So I just did Castlevania. I have some like in-person things happening. I'm doing a Bloody Bathory birthday party at a local horror gym here in Pittsburgh. Ooh. I have to get this last book written. I have to. People are like, they want it so bad and they've already waited a year. So I got to get it out.
Lena, take your time.
Yeah. In August, I will be covering all 3 Blades because it is the 28th anniversary on August 21st. So I'll do all 3 Blades. I'm doing a movie called Death by Temptation, which was a request. I think I even sent you the picture when I was like, wait,
I think you did.
Yeah. And I was like, what am I watching? So I have a guest coming on to talk about it. And then you're the first to hear this. In September and October, we are stepping away from the vampires. And every week I will be talking about a movie that is set on Halloween. So you'll have to go check out my stuff to see the ones that I've chosen. So we'll do every week. It's a different Halloween movie leading up to Halloween. So we'll take a break from the vampires.
Actually, hold on. I have to hold on 1 second. I might need to get you involved in something.
Ooh, okay. Tony, did you see I got an interview with the Vampire Tattoo just for this stream?
What is it? Oh, hold on. Let me.
Yep. It says, "Don't be afraid. Just start the tape."
Hold on. There we go.
Yep.
Wait, it's on your bicep? Oh, screw you. Get your bicep down. Stop having better biceps than me. Yes. So I'm going to attempt. I wasn't able to last year. I'm going to attempt another commentary track album for all the Halloween movies.
Yeah, let's go.
And I have some pick. Here's the thing: there's 2 cuts of both Rob Zombie's Halloweens and 2 cuts of Halloween 6. So I can have multiple people for technically the same Halloween movie if I want it.
Oh.
Although I don't know if I want to do both cuts. Although I'll think about it. I'll throw you on one of those, Lena.
Okay.
I'll throw you on one of those.
I'm in, and then we'll have to plan what is the worst Twilight.
It's gonna be a great time. But yeah. Oh, you didn't know anything about the Castlevania games, right?
No. Huh.
You know what? I feel really bad now. Hold on. I should have sent you this.
Okay.
But so I used to work for Castlevania. I used to work for Angry Video Game Nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And the first Angry Video Game Nerd episode was Castlevania 2, him shitting on it. But he did a retrospective of like all of them, and recently he did what is the best. I probably should have sent you those if you needed a crash course in Castlevania. I don't know really. All I know from the lore are those videos, and they came out a long time ago.
Yeah, thankfully I'm really just talking about the vampires.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know how.
Wait. At one point, does someone say, "What is a man? A miserable pile of..." Did they not do that in the show? Sorry. One more thing. Sorry. This is from Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
It's the first PlayStation one. It's awesome.
Okay.
I'm bad at these games, so I don't play them. But it has a very iconic opening with Dracula.
Oh.
And I wanna see if I can. Yeah, here we go. This is great voice acting. Hold on. Is it sharing? Yes, it is. Okay. Play. Ed?
You don't die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Yeah.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
This is Bram Stoker
What is
writing.
a man?
Yeah.
A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
That voice acting. Whoo!
And then he turns into you fight him. What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets. How about you? Did they ever do that in the show?
No, they did not.
Well, that's bullshit.
I know. The only thing I know about the video games is my brothers, we had the original Castlevania on Nintendo. And I do remember them playing that. And you could like hear the same song over and over and over and over and over again. That was the only thing I knew.
And if you punch a wall, a turkey came out. It was awesome. I only ever watched the first season of Castlevania, and I went, "This is okay," and I never watched it.
You got to stick it out. The first season is just 4 episodes, and someone said it's kind of like just like a one long pilot, which is very true.
Yeah.
The second season and 4th season are phenomenal. They're very.
Okay, maybe I'll actually watch them then.
Yeah, very good.
Again, after Riverdale, I have 36 more tapes to go through.
Listen, you will be shocked at the voice cast in this show. And our buddy Peter Stormare, who we love so much,
shit,
has a voice in there too. Yeah,
that's
great
awesome.
cast, fabulous cast. Yeah,
I know the guy who created the show is the dude who did Dread 3D. He's the one who produced Dread 3D, which was awesome. All right, well, that is it from us, everyone.
Right. We did it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Boys Month. We're ready for Boys Month. Bitches leave. Boys Month. Boys Month. Boys Month.